All right, did that work? All right, let me know if that worked. All right, I think we're good. All right, I think we're good. All right, looks like people are joining back in. All right, perfect. All right, let me know if you're on YouTube, if you can hear me as well on YouTube. I think we got that all figured out now. Thomas hit me right away with the how much is Long Island getting. I'm working on it, Thomas. How we doing? Welcome back in. How are we doing? If you're on YouTube, let me know if you can hear me. What about St. Louis, Missouri? Yep, we're going to get into everybody here in a second. Just let me get all settled in here, guys. Let me get all settled in. Audio is good. Thank you, Noodles. St. Louis metro area. Yep, we're going to talk about everyone here in a second. I'm going to get rid of this music. I can't hear it and hear everybody else. Yep. Hit that hard button, guys. Make sure you're sharing with your friends and family. We're going to talk about stuff. I'm working on fixing issues now. There we go. All right, YouTube should be back. Audio should be back. We should be good. All right. Hey everyone, welcome in. We're glad you're here. As Andrew Track says, gnarly with this gnarly went to storm. Yep. All right, so let's get into it. Sounds good here. Had music play for a second, but it's good now. I fear that it's happening. Nothing is happening in Nashville. Yeah, Abby. So we have a round two is basically coming. So we've had the first part of it, which we've now seen for the last 24 hours. It's happened down south, and now if we look here, we're going to see a second round of energy that's now going to be pushing. This is going to be what I think are probably the even worse than what the first round was as far as icing goes and stuff like that. However, that is to be said that central and eastern parts of Kentucky are getting that warm nose that is bulging in. So parts of Kentucky, you might get a little bit of freeze and rain, sleet, but central and eastern parts of Kentucky is also going to see a lot of rain with this end. So you might kind of feel like you're gypped or that we were lied to. So I'm going to try to keep it as open and honest as I can with you. But yeah, things have kind of changed a little bit over the last 12 hours or so. Yep, we're going to talk about every state, okay, guys? We're going to talk about every state. We're going to get to it. Thomas, again, I'm going to get to you as soon as we get over there. Nobody's even talking about New York right now because it's not even near New York. So give me 1 second. So yeah, this is our latest HRRR run, high definition model run. And as you can see, our storm kind of re-explodes and just kind of develops even more overnight as it gets into the overnight hours into Sunday. And this is going to be about 18 hours from now right now. So we're talking about even 18 hours out from now, 15 to 18 hours out from now, we're talking about still parts of Mississippi down into even central Louisiana getting in on the ice action in this pinkish red here. So plenty of time to go still. How will the weather be in Buffalo? Yeah, you guys are going to get clobbered on still in Buffalo. I do expect some lake effect bands for Buffalo to happen, which will help enhance some of those snow totals, but probably a good 12 to 20 inches is a good way to look at it there. Yep, we're going to go through the timeline and everything, guys, okay? Everybody wants to always know about their specific place. I can only do so many people's places, and that's why I go state by state. So please bear with me. We'll talk about West Virginia. We're gonna talk about everybody, okay? So let's start with what does it currently look like right now? Again, if you guys want to go onto my website, if you want to go onto wxrundown.com, you can also put your locations in there and request a forecast if you want. It's free. All you got to do is sign in on the website, wxrundown.com. Sign in. It's completely free, and your little icons will show up on the map here, and I can kind of talk about your location as well if you ask for a forecast for your location. Again, it's not paid or nothing like that. It's completely free. But go to wxrundown.com on the radar page, and on the right side or the bottom left side, you should be able to see like a little like location icon that you can click on, and you can write your little message and your name, and it'll pop up on the map here, and I can kind of see your name pop up. And we'll talk a little bit more about your location as well. But before we do that, if you guys want to do that, you can. But before we do that, let's get into seeing what the current setup is like right now. So if we zoom far out, we're using WeatherWise because I do not have winter weather radar set up on my radar app just yet. It's a little bit much more harder to do that. But if we look at the full scope of things here, here's our storm. This is not depicting any type of winter weather. It's the reflectivity for everything going on. And as you can see over here, is where we had the first round of stuff, first round of precipitation that went by, and now we have the big. This is like kind of like the appetizer. Here's the main course coming behind it. So this is what now is going to be coming through till Sunday. So let's kind of go state by state. As I was saying, we're just now getting the second or the main course coming for Texas and Oklahoma and Kansas. So we're going to talk about that first, and then we're just going to move right across the country until we get all the way up to the Northeast. Okay. So first is first, let's get talking about Texas. So here is the HRRR. Again, this is going to be just for Texas and Oklahoma. You can, if you're in Arkansas and Louisiana, you can also see your future radar here as well. But we're talking about through tonight. Right now, this is what's currently happening, and actually, this is showing a lot more icing happening here for like the Lubbock area, which we know right now from ground truth is mostly snow right now. So this is actually pushing down the cold air a little bit further than we thought. So it's actually converting into snow more than ice, which is a good thing. Much rather have a lot more snow than ice. You guys do not want to be dealing with ice. That's for sure. So let's push this a little bit further. As you can see, as we get into later tonight, um, Texas is going to be dealing with that, whether it stays all snow and or transfers back to the ice. It's probably, especially the more central Texas you get down to Austin, definitely probably going to be picking up on that freezing rain and icing. But northern Texas here into Oklahoma, that's where if that cold air stays far enough south, it's definitely going to stay snow. And we know that because we have cameras there as well. So if we want to look at the cameras, this is Lawton, Texas, or not Texas, Oklahoma. This is also Oklahoma City. So they've been definitely getting in on their snow. So we'll have to just keep an eye on them as we continue to progress here through the night. Uh, but as you can see, it just stays, and then that purple comes into play, and that's where the sleet is. So sleet also it's not really what you want to see. If you're going to get any precipitation, you'd much rather be snow or rain because sleet and ice is just nothing to be played with. Okay. So as we get into the overnight hours here into tomorrow morning, we're not talking about Sunday morning into Sunday afternoon. And like I said, this is more of the main course here. This is the bigger energy part of the system as the low goes through. And we're going to see a lot more icing and sleet coming with this. I know you guys down in Louisiana, parts of southern and central Arkansas, over into Mississippi, and even Tennessee, or at least western Tennessee, have been getting in on that freezing rain and sleet. So you're not done yet. Round two is coming, and it's going to be a lot more icing as well. So definitely stay put if you can and get through at least tomorrow night. And then by Monday, you guys should be picking up the pieces, trying to figure out if you have power or not, and then kind of seeing which way you can clean up or if the roads are good enough to be traveled on by that point. But power outages are going to be huge around here. We'll take a look at the power outage map here in a little bit. But yeah, so I do believe that most of Oklahoma, besides south eastern parts of Oklahoma, is going to stay all snow for this. Same thing with Kansas and in Missouri. You guys are going to stay all snow. We'll talk about snow maps here in a little bit. So just keep staying with me. And again, we're going to go through state by state. Okay. So I'm not going to miss everybody. I'm not going to miss anyone. So please just keep watching, and we'll get to your part of the country here soon. Okay. So yeah, so I believe that most, like I said, southeastern parts of Oklahoma probably going to get in on some of that sleet and icing near the Choctaw Nation, but for the most part, Oklahoma is going to stay mostly snow, and that's what's going to get you back to those totals of 12 plus inches when it's all said and done. Same thing with Kansas, you're going to be more in that 6 to 10 range, I believe, is where I had you guys. Um, this is going to be probably all out of year here by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Same thing with Oklahoma and parts of Texas. But you guys still got a good 15 to 20 hours to go before you're completely clear of all this. And you got a little bit of snow flurries popping up in the back end of it as well. Shouldn't be not too much to worry about with that. All right, let's move up. Let's talk about a little bit about Kansas and Oklahoma and Missouri. Let's just take a look really quick at you guys here. We do have a new model run. I might take a look at that one, switch over to that here in a second. But again, like I said, Oklahoma, Kansas, you guys are going to stay mostly snow besides south eastern parts of Oklahoma. Again, Missouri, almost all snow for you guys. It's going to be wrapped up in Kansas in the next by probably by tomorrow afternoon, late tomorrow morning for Kansas, and then Oklahoma same thing, and parts of Texas, and then Missouri. You guys are also going to say mostly snow. You might have a little bit of sleet and icing down far southeastern parts of Missouri as well, but you guys should be fine as well. Again, for this general area, we're looking at 6 to 10 inches maybe for central to southern parts of Kansas. The more north you go, the less you're going to see. Davey, thank you for those roses. Jess, thank you for the heart me. Appreciate all the support, guys. Make sure you're hitting that follow button below. And yeah, we do have a super chat goal. We have super chats now enabled on YouTube. So again, it's not necessary, but if you guys want to help out the stream too, feel free to send a super chat and I'll shout you guys out as well. But yeah, let's continue to go across the country here. I'm gonna also take a look at the new model run here. Is it full through? Yeah, okay. So the new model run for the HRRR is out, the 21Z model run. And as you can see here, we have kind of what's going on right now, which is rain for parts of Mississippi and Alabama. Again, I've always kind of been for the last few days. Again, as the models changed, the last few days, especially for Alabama and Georgia, I've been kind of bullish on if it's actually going to be more of an ice storm for you guys or not. I do think far northern parts, but with this warm nose, when we talk about a warm nose, we're talking about warm air aloft injecting up through the north into Tennessee, and that's where you see all this rain. We actually do have a small marginal risk of tornadoes as well tomorrow. So we're going to be live all day tomorrow as well. So again, hit that follow button if you can, subscribe on YouTube. If you guys want a more landscape view instead of TikTok, go over to YouTube, WX Rundown, and you can see on there. Do you think Florida gets snow next week? I haven't looked into next week. I usually try to go one storm at a time because the weather's so fluid and changing. But I haven't seen anything for snow for Florida next week though. That'd be cool though if you guys got a little bit of snow. All right. So yeah, far northwestern parts of Alabama is looking like a little bit of icing happening over the next 5-6 hours. But again, Alabama on this, as of this model run, is showing mostly rain for Alabama. Not much icing going on. Again, I've been talking about how there's ice warnings in Georgia all the way down to like Atlanta and even close to Macon. I don't think that far south, but again, we'll have to see how this progresses. I haven't looked at this latest run here, but I've been talking about Georgia being the far northeastern part of Georgia is really where the big risk is for ice for Georgia. Um, but Alabama right now is looking like all rain at least for the next 12 to 15 hours. So we'll have to continue to see. That doesn't mean that that's going to happen, but this is what the latest model run guidance is suggesting. So we'll have to keep seeing if it changes at all and monitoring radar as it gets closer to you guys. Yeah, but you can see the big warm nose that I'm talking about here. So if we look at the warm nose, this big area right here where it's all rain is basically just as a big puff of warm air high up in the sky, about middle layer of the sky, and it's just pushing warm air in, which is causing all that to kind of stay um, all rain precipitation at the ground level. So Mississippi, again, Mississippi, I've been saying Mississippi and southeastern or southern parts of Arkansas, I believe is going to be hit the hardest. We might be even able to add Mississippi into that, not Mississippi, Louisiana into that card as well, because Louisiana's just been getting hit hard with icing. Same thing with Arkansas, and Mississippi is going to be probably hit the hardest here. And you can see that all this red and pink here for Mississippi, especially western and northeastern, or western and northern parts of Mississippi, for sure, are going to be getting in on some tremendous icing here. And I believe this is where our weather winter weather severe index has like extreme portions of Mississippi for say extreme icing. Like we're talking like 1 inch plus ice potential here as well for Mississippi. So again, if you're in Mississippi, especially on the western side to northern side of Mississippi and central, like you definitely need to stay put, stay indoors if you can. Power outages are going to definitely be all over the place here as the backside of this, we're going to get a bunch of cold air coming through and a little bit of wind, and that mixed with a bunch of ice on tree limbs and branches is just no bueno. It's going to be bad. So definitely expect power outages to go up. And again, big cold air coming in behind it. So you guys need to make sure that you have the preparations in place as well to keep your family warm if you lose power for an extended period of time with those cold temperatures. Da, 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 da. Yep, I'm getting through every state here, guys. So we talked a little bit about Georgia. Again, we have ice storm warnings as far as south as Atlanta into central Georgia. We'll have to see if that plays out that way. We're still not far enough out on this model run, but I do believe that northern and northeastern parts of Georgia is going to be getting in on some of the icing before it changes over to rain later on into Sunday and Monday. And then Alabama is still a big question mark, but I do believe you're going to remain mostly rain throughout this event, with some icing mixing in, sleet mixing in. And then again, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, you guys are mostly going to be all ice and sleet through this event for the remainder of it, with northern parts of Arkansas going to be getting in on that snow action. And that's where that 12 plus inches of snow could definitely be possible for central and northern parts of Arkansas, right along that sleet line. And we got traffic cameras. We got over 20,000 traffic cameras that we're going to have access to, and we're going to be keeping an eye on things as we go through the night. This isn't just some quick 30-minute live stream, guys. I'm going to be here for hours. So hang tight. We're going to get to everybody. We're going to get up to Tennessee here in a second, and then we're going to go to Jersey. We're going to get to Maryland, Ohio. We're going to get to all you guys, okay? Just sit tight. Like I said, sit tight. Interact with the chat. Have some fun. Joke around with each other. We're going to talk about stuff, and we're going to get through it, okay? All right, let me get a drink really quick. I'm going to do Virginia, Will. Don't you worry. Kenneth, thank you for the follow. KK, thank you for the follow. Brian, thank you for the follow. Leah, thank you for the follow. Thank you guys so much. Again, I'm going to be live all weekend into Monday for the Northeast for their stores, for the snowstorm up here. I'm in the Northeast. That's why I said that. All right, here again. So 21Z run of the HRRR. And here we go. This is right about kind of what's happening right now. Again, this is still kind of like the appetizer, what you guys have been having and dealing with the first part of the storm. Now we're getting into the second part of the storm, which is going to happen all overnight tonight into Sunday. Okay, so what does that look like? Well, we're going to see it re-intensify as the storm finishes pushing through. And as you can see here, we're about probably 1, 2 a.m. right now, Eastern time. 1, 2, 3 a.m. right here. And as you can see, Middle Tennessee to Eastern Tennessee is that warm nose is just really injecting far up north here, even into parts of Kentucky and over into the Carolinas a little bit. So we're going to keep watching this and see if this actually comes to fruition, but it's been kind of modeled like this for a few days now. So it's probably going to happen. So what does that mean? It means that most of Western most of Western Tennessee is going to stay on that sleet icing line. I don't believe you're going to get any more snow out of this. I think it's going to all stay icing and sleet. And then where Middle Tennessee and Eastern Tennessee is going to be all rain for the most part, with some icing, freezing drizzle in there as well. We already talked about Arkansas. Arkansas is actually seeing a little bit on this one, a little bit more icing to the north, more than I actually anticipated. So, but then you can see in the back end here, we get central to northern parts of Arkansas is going to get back in on that snow. So overnight tonight, if you're in central and northern Arkansas, you're definitely north of Little Rock. You definitely want to be careful out there because it's still going to be icing and sleeting, and then transition back over to snow to end it things. And the same thing with the sleet and icing for central to southern parts of Arkansas, all the way to the east side of Arkansas is going to be icing and sleet as well. Again, Missouri, you're staying all snow for the rest of this duration of this event, which is going to help build your totals up to that 10 to 12 plus range. We're going to get into snow totals here in a second as well. If we're talking about Illinois, you are also going to remain for the most part maybe the far southern tips here is going to be getting in on some freezing rain and sleet. But for the most part, Illinois, central to southern Illinois, you guys are also going to get in on snow action and be snow for the remainder of this. If we're talking about Indiana, you're going to be getting in all snow as well. No freezing rain or sleet should be mixing in with you guys as of the latest model run guidance. Uh, the more farther north you go in Indiana, the less snow you're going to get. The more south you are, the more snow you're going to get. That's how that works. Kentucky. So Kentucky's been really hard to predict here, but the model run's been kind of consistent over the last day or so. And what does that mean? Well, that means right now you're probably seeing a little bit of snow showers through Kentucky with a little bit of sleet and icing mixing in at the southern parts of the state. Well, how is that going to progress overnight hours tonight? Well, most of the state's going to get in on freezing rain and sleet, with the far northern tips there getting in on heavy snow. And we're talking about large snow numbers too. We're talking about 2-3 inch per hour rates. This is going to be a very cold system, which means that it's going to be light, fluffy snow, and it doesn't take a lot of liquid to make upwards to 10, 12, 18 inches of snow. So we'll talk about the totals there, but it's not going to be up to 18 inches. But just for that sake, I'm just talking about that. But as you can see, though, central to southern parts of Kentucky is going to stay all sleet and snow, or sleet and icing, freezing rain. And I do believe from far western parts of Kentucky all the way to over into eastern Kentucky is going to remain all freezing rain and sleet, with only the far northern parts of Kentucky up here remaining all snow for the rest of the duration of this event. But it's at some point, everyone in Kentucky is going to see a change over to sleet at some point, maybe even for a brief period of time. All right, Ohio. I know we have a lot of people in Ohio. Who's in Ohio in the chat right here? Who's tuning in from Ohio? Let me know in the chat. Where are all our Ohio people at? Cincinnati. Janelle, I'm going to get to Mid-Coast Maine. We're definitely going to cover the Northeast here. Me. Okay, perfect. All right, so we got plenty of people tuning in from Ohio. What does it look like for Ohio? Well, we have the rest of tonight. We're looking at the rest of tonight. You're going to have some light snow showers on the west side of Ohio. And then as we get into the overnight hours, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 a.m. tomorrow and all day tomorrow is when your turn is for snow. And what do I mean? All snow. It does not look like Ohio is going to change over to really any type of mixed precipitation. Maybe far southern parts of Ohio is going to get on a little bit of that sleet and freezing rain. But for the most part, Ohio remains all snow. So you guys are going to Snowtown. All right. I do believe, so let me also clarify too, far central to southern Ohio is definitely going to receive the most snow out of this. I'm talking anywhere from Columbus south. So if you're in Columbus or south of Columbus, you're definitely going to have higher totals than anywhere north of Columbus. And we'll get into snow totals here in just a little bit once we get through the rest of the states. Okay, West Virginia. We're getting into the tricky part too. So there's a little bit of the low is going to ride the coast as it goes as the low goes through the Carolinas. It's going to kind of hug the east coast and push up along with the jet stream, which is going to push a lot more warm air up towards New York. So we're going to talk about that in a second. Okay, so if you guys are up in the Northeast, stay tuned, because that forecast has changed a little bit. I haven't even got time to update my snow maps yet. So you're definitely going to want to tune in for that. So stay tuned. Tell me about West Virginia. I'm working on it. Man, you guys have no patience or manners. Relax. Relax. We're going to get through this. We're going to talk to one place at a time. Okay. West Virginia. Let's talk about West Virginia. West Virginia going into tonight. Going into tonight, you're going to be kind of scattered snow showers and flurries, nothing too major. But as we get into the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning, you guys are going to transition from snow. You're going to be all snow for the whole state. And then boom, here comes the sleet. Here comes the icing. And we'll talk a little bit more about you too when we go to the mid-Atlantic view. But it's going to transition, especially from central to southern. You guys are going to see a pattern here. Central to southern parts of most states transition or have mostly freezing rain or sleet, where the northern parts are going to be getting mostly snow, especially here in the south. So West Virginia, as we enter tomorrow morning into the afternoon, the second half of the state, from the southern part of the state, is going to get in on that sleet and freezing rain, while the northern half stays mostly snow through the afternoon into the evening hours. And then far northern parts of the state is also going to get in on that sleet and freezing rain. And if you look right here, it's also saying that some rain's going to mix in as well, guys. So for West Virginia, you guys are going to have snow, and then it's going to mix over, and then it's going to just be icing. And then it's going to warm up. The little warm air is going to trickle in there just enough to kind of make things even a little bit wet, which might be not so much of a bad thing. You might be able to melt a little bit of that icing on the ground, and it might just become really slushy. But that's what West Virginia looks like. Again, mostly snow as we continue through the morning hours, and then it transitions into sleet and icing for Virginia, West Virginia, and then it just transitions into a mixture of mixed precipitation of icing, freezing rain, sleet, and some rain. And the far northern parts will stay snow the latest, but I think it will all kind of transition over to some freezing rain and sleet at some point for West Virginia. All right, let's go over to the Mid Atlantic. I'm getting to New Jersey. Don't worry about it. North Carolina's coming up next. Pennsylvania's after that. I already talked about Missouri, but we're going to keep going back and forth to a bunch of places as well. So we got plenty of time, guys. Don't worry. I'm going to get to everybody. We're going to get to all the states. Did Memphis really get a foot? I have not heard that Memphis got a foot. We'll take a look at some storm reports as well, though. All right, Mid Atlantic. So this is going to be right about now. We're seeing a little bit of that freezing rain over the next few hours coming into play here. So the freezing rain is going to start entering into North Carolina and South Carolina and parts of Georgia. Again, middle to eastern Tennessee is really it's going to be real localized. Either you're getting rain or you're getting a little bit of freezing drizzle. I don't expect high accumulation amounts for ice in that area, though. You should remain mostly rain according to the models here. So you're probably going to be okay as far as middle Tennessee into eastern Tennessee, but we'll see how it goes as it progresses overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. And then we're going to be about overnight hours right now. And overnight hours, we're looking at more freezing rain pickup in North Carolina, South Carolina. And as we progress into morning, tomorrow morning, around 5, 6, 7 a.m., and we're looking at the whole state just be encompassed here with freezing rain for North Carolina, parts of northern and northwestern parts of South Carolina and Georgia. Again, this is where the ice warnings come into play for Georgia. This is what the National Weather Service is talking about right here. And this is where your big impact time for Georgia is, guys. Okay, we're talking about tomorrow morning. Travel for northern Georgia is going to be pretty treacherous, especially on the northeastern side of Georgia. You guys definitely want to be weather aware there. And if it seems like it's icy outside, if you seem like you're walking out to your driveway and it seems icy, just assume that the roads are probably going to be just like that as well. So just be careful if you have to go out tomorrow. And then again, South Carolina, western parts of South Carolina and pretty much the whole state of North Carolina, besides the immediate coastline, is also going to be getting on a freezing rain. At the same time, though, too, Virginia is also for the southern parts of Virginia. So far western parts of Virginia is going to be getting in on some of that warm nose, warming up over there. So you're going to get a little bit of rain as well, mixing into far western parts of Virginia. But for the most part, the whole state's going to remain sleet, heavy snow, sleet, and icing in that order. So far northern parts is going to remain heavy snow, and then sleet, and then ice, and that's going to continue to kind of build as it goes forward. And so as you can see here, Virginia tomorrow morning starts off, especially central and northern parts of Virginia, starts off as heavy snow. We're talking about 2-3 inch snowfall rates. So you're going to pile up a lot of snow really quickly, and then sleet comes in after that, and then freezing rain comes in after that. So it's going to get really messy here tomorrow morning into the afternoon and overnight hours on Sunday as the storm gets on and out of here. So you get a long ways to go still in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Virginia as well. So you guys are not out of the woods by any means. This is the big part of the energy of the storm that's coming for you guys. And it's even probably going to wrap up behind it as well a little bit more. So we still got probably 24 to 36 hours before this is completely out of here. So we got a little bit of ways to go still. We're going to get through it though. No problem at all. The Northeast is coming up next, guys. When will it start snowing in Miami County, Ohio? Ohio's gonna be in on the snow action by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning into the afternoon and evening hours is when the heaviest snow for Ohio is going to be. All of Ohio is going to be all snow. Same thing with Indiana, and then central and southern parts of Illinois is all snow. The farther north you are in those states, the less snow you're going to get. The far more south you are, the heavier the snow is going to be. All right, now time for the jackpot area, the Northeast. Here comes the Northeast forecast. Yeah, that model must be off. Zero snow, most southern part of Ohio currently. Did you not just hear what I just said? I just said the snow's coming tomorrow morning. The snow, yeah, you don't have any snow yet. The storm hasn't got to you yet. All right, so the Northeast. We're talking about Pennsylvania, Jersey, Maryland, Delaware, upwards to Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Let's talk about timing for you guys. So, as the storm, here's where the parts of Virginia are going to get hit tomorrow morning. And as it progresses forward, we're already seeing snow start to build up here in the far western parts of Pennsylvania as of tomorrow morning, overnight hours, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 a.m. Eastern for Pennsylvania and Delaware and Maryland. So you guys are going to start all this snow, okay? So we're talking about tomorrow morning, all snow for you guys. Pennsylvania, all snow. Delaware, Maryland, all snow. Jersey starts as snow, okay? As we progress, though, this is where it's going to get real interesting. So if we go all the way out for this model, which is HRRR 21Z run, 18 hours out as far as we can go on this model run, and we're going to stay all snow. But as you look down here, this big purple area, this is the sleet and the warm layer that's going to be mixing in. And we already can see parts of it right here mixing into Delaware and up towards Jersey. That's going to really be pushing itself up to Long Island. And so we got to talk about that, but we need to get to a different model run to see this. So this is as far as we can go on this model because it's just, that's as far as it goes. So let's go back to the 18, or actually 22Z, just 22Z is coming out. But if we go back to the 18Z, this is going to give us a far enough time for time frame to look at. If you look right here, this is going to be tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. Pennsylvania's all snow besides down by Philadelphia is going to change over to sleet. We're going to see sleet and freeze and rain. Then Delaware transitions over as well to sleet and rain as well. So this is where that warm part's really kind of digging in. It's going to cut down on those totals. Okay, so if you had snow totals given to you in Delaware, probably cut those in half because that's probably what's going to happen. All right, so parts of Pennsylvania and Jersey now, so far southeastern parts of Pennsylvania, and now pretty much the whole state of New Jersey is now getting it on sleet. And if we pull it forward to tomorrow night, into tomorrow evening and overnight hours, now we're talking about Long Island and parts of New York that is now getting in on that sleet. And this is going to cut down drastically on those snow totals. And as we progress forward, we're talking about full on huge storm here for Massachusetts, most of New York. Again, southern parts of New Hampshire and Vermont are going to get probably the most out of this, as well as Massachusetts. Connecticut, we'll take a look here in a second. And then Maine also gets in on that by tomorrow evening into tomorrow night and Monday. But let's just take it a step at a time here. We see that sleet in that purple area right here kind of set up, and it's going to be a real fine line. So it could even be raining at some points in Long Island. And as we progress forward, it puts a really fine line. That purple line here is really close. It's hugging the coastline real close. So we're talking about parts of Connecticut, Rhode Island that could transition over to sleet and even freeze and rain, or just rain in general. It just depends on how much that warm air injects itself to the north. And if that happens, we're going to be talking about snow totals that were forecasted here in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and even down to the Cape of Massachusetts. They're going to be cut in half probably. We're talking if you're looking at totals from like Plymouth down to the Cape that were 12 to 20 inches, you're probably looking at like 8 to 14 inches at the very most now. It just depends on how much it cuts in. So here we go. This is about 35 hours out from now. And as you can see, parts of Connecticut, Rhode Island are now getting cut into that sleet mixture and rain. And this is what's going to cut those totals down. That being said, I do think that anywhere from the Mass Pike through Boston, upwards to New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, we're all staying snow here, okay? And it's going to be snow for the whole night and into Monday. And so, and now the most of Maine is now going to get on a lot of that snow. I've seen some snow maps come out recently over the last few hours that are talking about far northern parts of Maine was going to get in on more, like 6 to 12 inches plus totals. I'm not fully convinced in that. I think maybe 4 to 8 inches is probably still reasonable. But we can talk a little bit more about that. Let's talk about a mid coast Maine as well. Mid coast Maine's you're gonna probably get a good 12 to 16 inches on the very probably I would say that's probably a good reasonable conservative middle of the road estimation. But we'll talk about snow totals here in a second. But that's the Northeast, guys. It's going to be the jackpot area. We're talking probably about 28 hours, 25 to 28 hours out from now. So we're talking about tomorrow night at this time into 10, 11 Eastern, where it's going to be kind of the heaviest for Massachusetts and parts of New York. And that's when we'll be able to nowcast and see how far north that sleet line and that rain line actually gets and makes it into parts of Pennsylvania and Jersey. Because we're talking about uh, Jersey, again, New Jersey is going to probably get washed away from this storm as well. After all that snow falls, then it just changes into a sleet, and then it just rains for the southern half of New Jersey and Delaware and Maryland. So we'll have to keep monitoring this to see what the models look like as we get further and closer and closer. Our models only get better and better because we have our high definition models that can forecast out the closer we get to the storm systems. Okay, let's talk about snow totals though. How much sleet for Philly? You're Philadelphia probably going to get in a few inches of sleet. I think it's safe to say a few inches of sleet from far southeastern parts, southern parts of Pennsylvania to southeastern Philly. Probably getting a few inches of sleet as well. That's because it's going to be really close to those heavy bands. So you're either going to be getting heavy snow, big snowflakes, lots of snow accumulating fast, or it's going to just be like sounding like ice outside, just ice pellets falling down everywhere. So we'll just have to keep monitoring this and seeing how this plays out. All right, let me take a break here. Let me take a second to catch my breath here. My town is getting 18 to 20 inches near Boston. Yeah, that's probably a really safe bet. I think it's probably safe to say at this point that I believe the Boston area is going to be definitely the jackpot area. I would say 15 to 20 inches. I still have on my website wxrundown.com. I still have a 20 to 24 inches for the Boston area. I still think that's possible. It really depends. Um, let's check wxrundown.com. Do we have any live users over here on wxrundown.com? No, nobody's checking in on wxrundown.com. If you guys want to put your map markers on my radar site, this is a free radar website that I've made, wxrundown.com. Here, let me post it in the chat for you guys. If you guys go to this website right here, wxrundown.com is my website. If you want to log in, it's free to log in. It's not a paid app by any means. It's all free. You can see storm reports on here. You can see mesoscale discussions, National Weather Service alerts, outlooks, forecasts, and everything like that. And you also can drop your little marker where you're located on in the US on here. And when you do that, I can see your little marker. Only I can see it. It only stays up for an hour. And I can also you can leave like a little message for me as well if you want to be like, hey, can you tell me my forecast or when it's going to hit me? And I can that's another easy way I can see you on the map and talk about your location a little bit if you want. Iowa looks good, right? Yeah, I think Iowa's going to be okay. Iowa might get a little bit of snow out of this, but nothing too crazy. Again, I'm going to time you guys out. If you're using all caps, come on, what are we doing? I'll talk about everywhere. We're gonna be talking about places for the next 5 hours. So don't worry, guys. We're gonna get to it. Everywhere everyone's talking about, I've already talked about your whole state for like 20 minutes. So let's talk about the HRRR. Let's look at the latest run of the HRRR. Or not the latest run. Let's go back to the 18Z. Let's see what it's talking about for snow. So this is going to be a snow map. Are still doing snow totals for the Northeast. Yep. Yep. I've on my wxrundown.com on the forecast page, you can see my forecast map for snow totals. If you go to wxrundown.com/forecast, that has my snow maps on it for what I think that we're going to get. But let's talk about it. So this is the total snowfall Kuchera ratio, or not ratio, but model for HRRR, and this is the 18Z run. And if we pull this one out till Monday, it doesn't even get all the way out till Tuesday, really, which is really the full extent of this storm. We can see totals um, kind of have gone down a little bit for parts of Oklahoma and Kansas. Dizzle, thank you for the follow. Rooftop, thank you for the rose. Jess, thank you. Bud, thank you for the rose as well. Crafty, Ohio, Davey, Kelly, thank you guys so much. All right, all right. Let's see if that's better. We seem to be having connection issues, guys. Of course we are. Yeah, you definitely should have tomorrow off in Indiana. You're going to be looking. It depends on where you are. So C-Day depends on where you are in Indiana. If you're in central to southern parts of Indiana, you're probably going to get in on a good 6 to 10 inches at least. So you should probably have it. It was lagging, guys. I should be back and good now. Let me know if everything's working good. Let me know if everything looks good on YouTube now. I had a moment of lag there. Everything kind of just went down for a second. That's what happens though. I'm running. If you guys look over here, let me see. Uh, I have a whole PC that's dedicated just to run my website. I have new radar data that's being uploaded every second that we're talking right now. So um, that's kind of how things go around here. I have a full dedicated PC that just is running 24/7 for the website. So please go over to WX Rundown if you want and put your location on there. Look at that. Snowing lightly, Noodle says, over there in Colorado Springs. Thank you for that, Noodles. Snowing lightly in Colorado Springs. All right, good to know. Thank you for that. So yeah, definitely go over to wxrundown.com. Again, we have full radars on here as well. So you can see everything on the map. This is all being processed here locally at my house. So definitely a small operation, but a big task to take on here. And we'll talk about snow reports here in a little bit as well, as we get into stuff. But I'm trying to get through the forecast for you guys, so just bear with me. All right, so let's look out and see what totals are looking like so far now. So this is not counting what you already have gotten. So basically count whatever you have now and then add to it, okay? So if you're parts of Texas and the Panhandle, over there in Oklahoma and Kansas, or even Missouri, whatever you have already, add to this, okay? So if you already got some snow, this is going to be added onto that total, okay? So if we put it all the way out far out, we're looking at parts of New Mexico over here and upwards to a foot over here in southwestern or southeastern New Mexico. So definitely got a little bit of snow out of that for them. And then parts of the Panhandle as well here. We're talking about 5 to 6 inches or so, right along the Panhandle here in this kind of purplish pink area. And then again over towards Lawton and over in towards OKC and Tulsa, you guys could expect probably another 4 to 8 inches. Probably be a safe bet for you guys. Anywhere in this pink area, anywhere in this bluish area to light blue is going to be a 1 to 4 inches. But anywhere in the pink here, I would say 4 to 8 inches is a good bet for you guys, especially as you get over here towards Tulsa. 5 to 7 to 8 inches is probably more likely for you guys. As we get over and towards central US here for Oklahoma and Kansas, let's just talk about that while we're there. Kansas, especially central to eastern Kansas, you guys are going to be looking at probably another 2 to 6 inches as well, with far south eastern parts of Kansas getting in on that 5, 6, 7 inch range for you guys down there. Missouri. Missouri, this is where we start getting into the full total of the storm because it hasn't even actually hit you guys yet. So parts of Missouri have already gotten in some snow. Far central to northern parts of Missouri is going to be getting in on another 2 to 6 inches anywhere up here. And then if you're in central Missouri down to southern Missouri, again, we're looking at probably another 6 to 9 inches or so for you guys for the rest of the state. And as we get to far eastern parts, central eastern parts of Missouri, over towards St. Louis, we're talking about, I would say, anywhere from 9 to 14 inches or so in central eastern Missouri as well. So anywhere in this darker red over here is where we're going to have that 9 to 14 inch range, okay? As we get to the south, we're going to check out the south really quick. I don't think it should have much totals there for you guys. Again, these are all dustings, but it's going to remain mostly freezing rain and sleet for you guys, which should accumulate a little bit if it's sleet. But again, that's going to be more to the north a little bit. So you guys are going to remain mostly no snow totals here for that. And if we look at our cameras, we can also see that as well. If we look over our cameras, parts of Louisiana on the bottom left here. The bottom two left cameras are Louisiana. So that's going to be camera 5 and 6. So if we look at camera 5 and 6, we can tell that you guys got some snow. It could be even sleet, honestly. But I can guarantee you that that is, it's not really, if anything, it's probably icing that's really caused a lot of it and some sleet. But those are Louisiana cameras right there. And so they've been getting in on some slippery weather as well, obviously. So yeah, the cells should remain fine as far as snowfall goes. Again, maybe a little bit of sleet adding up, but nothing for snow, actual snow. If we go into the Ohio Valley now, let's talk about the totals here. Again, this is the HRRR. These numbers might be a little high as well. So we're going to talk about the National Blend of Models as well in a second, which kind of has a more conservative, and it blends all the models together to kind of give a more conservative look. So take what I'm saying right now with a little bit of a grain of salt until I get to the National Blend of Models, because that's going to be a little bit lower. It might be. Sometimes it's even a little bit higher, depending on what a lot of the models say. But right now, the HRRR is looking at Illinois, parts of Illinois. So central to southern Illinois, we're talking about a good 12 to 15 inches of snow. Again, that could be a little bit high. Maybe cut those numbers down a little bit. And then central to northern parts of Illinois, again, the more north you go, the less snow. So we're talking about another 6 to 9 inches or so. And then the northern parts of Illinois, um, before you get to Chicago, we're talking about like 1 to 3 inches. Um, and as we get into Indiana, again, central Indiana to southern Indiana, this is probably overdoing it a little bit, but we're talking about central to southern Indiana, anywhere in the 12 to 16 range of snow. And even actually in central, or not central, but I'm not sure where this is, but we're talking about totals upwards to 17, 18, 19 inches. That's probably a little high, but again, depends on where those snow bands set up. It's definitely possible here. So, central to southern Indiana as well, looking in on some big time snow. We'll see how the National Blend of Models checks out, like I just said, and see if those totals are a little bit lower. It might be a little bit more reserved. Now we're talking about parts of Kentucky. Again, if you're in Kentucky, again, this is going to be through tomorrow and even parts of Monday for you guys, okay? But for the bulk of it, it's going to be overnight tonight into Monday, into Sunday. So again, for anywhere over here in Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, all you guys, it's going to be tonight into tomorrow. And then once we get through tomorrow, you guys should be all good as far as accumulation goes and storm. But yeah, so Indiana, parts of Indiana, again, that 12 to 19, or what did I say, 12 to 16 range, with far central parts right here, upwards to 16 and 19 inches is, probably a little high. So we'll have to see what the National Blend says. Kentucky, again, far northern parts of Kentucky is going to get in on that foot plus range. 12 to 16 inches is probably doable here, but maybe a little bit high. And then central parts of Kentucky, again, probably in that 6 to 9 inch range. And then all the parts in blue here. Again, remember, we're going to have parts of Kentucky over here that's also going to get in some of that rain as well. So we'll have to see how that, or maybe not. Wait, it wasn't western parts of Kentucky. It was western parts of North Carolina. My bad. So yeah, so all the blue here is going to be mostly in that 3 to 6 inch range for the rest of Kentucky, from central to southeastern parts of Kentucky. 3 to 6 inches as well for you guys. Again, a lot of these scenarios set up where the snow starts first and then it transitions to sleet and then freezing rain for the rest, if not some rain, especially in parts of Kentucky there, over there by Pikeville. Tennessee, you guys are going to get on a good 1 to 3 inches from central to eastern or western Tennessee. Again, 1 to 3 inches, that's probably going to fall pretty quickly before it transitions over to sleet and then rain for some and then freeze and rain for the western side of Tennessee. Middle Tennessee, though, should transition back over towards rain and a little bit of freezing drizzle. And then far eastern parts of Tennessee might be mixing in with some of that freezing drizzle, but also transitions to rain at some point. How are we doing? How are we doing? Ohio. Ohio. How are we doing, Ohio? Da, 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 da. Lana, thank you for the heart me. Thank you again. Guys, make sure you hit that follow button. I'm going to be live all weekend. Hit that follow button. Like Noodles said, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you, Noodles, over there on YouTube. Again, you guys can watch over on YouTube if you want more of a landscape view, but make sure you hit the subscribe button over there, and make sure you're hitting the follow button here on TikTok so you'll be notified next time I go live, which is going to be tomorrow and Monday. We have a new winter storm watch for Alaska. We're not talking about you, Alaska. Stay off the screen. All right, Ohio. Again, most of Ohio is going to get in on a foot plus here. Okay, so we're talking about anywhere from Columbus, a little bit north of Columbus, and all the way south of Columbus. We're talking about a good 12 to 16 inches for most of Ohio. Anywhere in this dark red and even this light pink right here in the center is 16 to 19 inches here. So lots of snow to come for Ohio. Again, has not happened yet. It will start accumulating here in the next 12 to 14 hours. So probably like tomorrow morning, you guys are going to get in on all that snow action as it as the storm progresses to the east and northeast. Uh, Pittsburgh, PA. I'm going to be talking about PA here in a second. Give me one moment, guys. Again, West Virginia, same thing with you guys. It's going to start as that period of snow, then it transitions to sleet, freezing rain, and even parts of southern West Virginia will transition over to rain at one point with that warm nose. So, what does that mean for you? Parts of southern West Virginia into central West Virginia, we're talking about anywhere from like 3 inches to 6 inches with northern essential to northern parts of West Virginia and that 6 to 12 range for you guys when it's all said and done over here the next 24 to 30 hours. Let's talk about the Mid-Atlantic. Make sure you guys aren't getting in on some of that snow action. I don't think you're going to get much at all, but let's talk about it. So yeah, South Carolina remains all freezing rain and rain. Same thing with Georgia. You guys are going to be all freezing rain, icing, and then transitions over to rain as well. North Carolina, same thing. You guys might see a few snowflakes and stuff fall, but it's going to be mostly icing that you guys need to worry about in North Carolina. Virginia, Virginia is going to get some snow, and again, that's going to come at the very beginning of overnight tonight, and then it's going to transition over to sleet and freezing rain as well. New ice storm warning for Louisiana just issued. Not surprised. All right, so if we look at new winter weather advisory for Louisiana issued. If we look at Virginia, though, far southern parts of Virginia are going to remain mostly just a trace of snow before, and then you'll get some sleet as well on top of that and icing. Again, the same kind of story playing out here. And then it's going to, as we get further north, we're going to get that 3 to 6 inch range. And then central parts of Virginia upwards to northern Virginia could be upwards to that foot mark. So 6 to 10 inches is probably very likely, as well as some sleet and stuff like that. That might seem like make it more, but that's probably about the range for you. And then before it transitions over to freezing rain and parts of it even rain. So sleet and freezing rain. Sorry. Sometimes I talk too fast before my mic could catch up. North Carolina is going to be all freezing rain pretty much for the most part. All right, so this is the part of the HRRR where I said it might be overdoing it. And again, take these with a grain of salt. We're going to talk about the national blended models here in a second. But Pennsylvania, again, we're seeing the totals in southeastern parts of Pennsylvania here cut down quite a bit because of that warm air that's going to be injecting in and having a bunch of sleet add up as well. So those numbers are cut down a little bit to the probably to the 8 to 12 inch range. That might even be too high, honestly. So we'll see. But the rest of the state should see mostly 12 to 18 inches of snow, which is going to be big time snow if this comes out this way. And then New Jersey as well. I think these numbers are too high as well. We're seeing a lot of rain and sleet mix in here towards the end of the storm. So these numbers might be cut in half as well. But we're talking about 7 to 14 inches for New Jersey for the far northern part of New Jersey. That might stick around. But central to southern New Jersey, I think you might be on that like 3 to 6 inch range of snow when it's all said and done. New York. New York is showing parts here of 24 to 26 inches on the higher elevations there. But for the most part, we're going to see a good 12 to 20 inches as well in New York. Far northern parts of upstate New York might be a little less, maybe in that 6 to 12 inch range. But for the most part, most of New York is going to be in that 12 to 20 range for the most part. And then really, the eastern side of New York here is really where it's probably going to be in that 15 to 20 range. But this is also a little high, so I think this is running a little high. Long Island, New York as well. Probably it's saying 10 inches here, 10 to 12 inches. I think that's going to be more like 5 to 8 inches as well for Long Island before it transitions all over to freezing rain, sleet, and rain. Um, that's a big difference from like the other day when it was like 12 to 20 inches there. That's what it takes. Just a little bit of change in the forecast to change it like that. And so we have this big line being drawn here, which is where that sleet lines and warm air line is going to be. And so really any wobble 20, 30, 40 miles is really going to change those totals a lot drastically. So that's why it's so hard to forecast. That being said, I do believe parts of southern Connecticut and Rhode Island here into the Cape are going to be cut down a lot too. I think these totals are going to be really held to like 8 to 14 inches, maybe nothing more than that. It really just depends again how much that warm air injects itself to the north. But I do believe Massachusetts is going to stay in that high range. I believe Massachusetts is a good 12 to 20 inches for the whole state, besides the Cape down here by the Cape. 12 to 20 inches is a good bet. I think anywhere close to the coastline of Boston is going to be in that 20 to 24 range for snowfall, which it could be a real big jackpot area here as well. And then southern parts of New Hampshire and Vermont again is going to be in that 12 to 20 range. With the more north you go, being in that I would say probably 8 to 14 range from central to northern Vermont, New Hampshire. And then parts of western and southern Maine along the mid coast here for Maine is going to be um, again, I believe in that 12 to 20 range, maybe 12 to 16 is a little bit more reserved for western and southern Maine, with the far southern parts of Maine being probably in that 15 to 20 range. And the mid coast though should be a good. You should get still a good 12 to 16 inches along the mid coast, and down east maybe a little bit less, with 8 to 12 it being more likely. But again, I think we might be being cut off here a little bit as well. So let me go over uh and then before I do that, and then I do believe central Maine as well, upwards to northern Maine a little bit, is going to be in that 8 to 12 inch range. And then far northern parts of Maine is going to be in that 4 to 8 inch range, is probably around a good safe bet area. But with all that being said, let's take a look at the national blended models, because this is takes 70 plus models all into consideration, blends them all together, spits out the average of what they're all saying, which is a little bit more reliable to count on. Northern Virginia will begin some heavy snow before it transitions over to sleet and freezing rain tomorrow. You can count on about a foot or so of snow for far northern parts of or no, Virginia, about 6 to 10 inches for northern Virginia before it transitions over. Kentucky, far northern parts of Kentucky would probably be in that foot plus range. All right, let's talk about what the National Blended Models is talking about here. And again, most of it stays the same. We're seeing a little bit of that cut in here for that warm sector for Connecticut and Rhode Island. So I do believe that's correct. And then again, far northern parts of Maine is going to be in that 4 to 8 inch range, and then parts of this sector here in Maine is going to be in that 12 to 16 range, or not 8 to 12 range. Sorry, I'm getting my numbers mixed up. And then 12 to 16 anywhere in the dark pink here, and 12 to 20 over here in central to southern parts of New Hampshire and Vermont, with about 15 to 20 down here by southern parts of Maine and New Hampshire and into the Boston area, which could see upwards to 20 to 24 inches, 2 feet of snow. Let's look at the full scope of the national view of the national blended models. And if we put this out till Wednesday, we can see what it's saying we're going to get. And that's again from right now at this point until the end of the storms. Okay. So whatever you already have at this point, you're going to add to that. Okay. So let's talk about, again, we're talking about a good 4 to 9 inches or so for parts of the Texas Panhandle still to come, which is probably happening right about now through the next overnight evening hours. And then we still have another 4 to 8 inches probably coming for central to northern parts of Oklahoma and southeastern parts of Kansas. So another 4 to 8 inches as well. This is going to be more in the reserves. This is the national blended models like I was talking about, guys. So this is going to be a little bit more reserved. Okay, so these are more likely what we're going to see. Okay, and then parts of northern Arkansas again is going to get in on another 3 to 6 inches of snow, with far northern parts of Arkansas upwards to that 8 to 10 inch mark. And then Missouri, you're going to get in from uh, central, a little bit north central Missouri to all the way for the rest of the state. You're going to be getting in on a good 5 to 10 inches as well. With down by the St. Louis area, probably getting in on that 12-inch plus mark. Okay. Illinois, again, central Illinois down to southern Illinois, you guys are going to be getting in on a good 5 to 10 inches. Where then far southern parts of Illinois is going to be getting in on that 12 to 15 inch range as well. That's dark reds right there. And then as we talk about parts of Indiana, central to southern parts of Indiana, that's where it seems to be the most likelihood for dumping of snow. So you can expect 12 inches to 16 inches of snow for southern parts of Indiana. So central to southern parts of Indiana. Anywhere north of central Indiana is going to be getting in on that 4 to 8 inch range or so for Indiana. Illinois, up to Chicago, you guys are only going to get a few inches of snow out of this. Shouldn't be too crazy for you guys. Far northern parts of Kentucky, you guys are going to be getting in on that 6 to 10 inch range, maybe a foot at the far northern parts of Kentucky there, near the Ohio border. Ohio, the whole state of Ohio, come tomorrow morning through tomorrow evening, is getting in on a good 6 to 12 inches of snow, with the central part of Ohio where Columbus is, mostly getting in on that 12 to 14 inch range. It's probably going to be likely for you guys. If we're talking about West Virginia as a whole, you guys are going to be getting in on a good 3 to 9 inches of snow. Where central to northern parts is going to be getting in on that 6 to 9 inch range, and then the parts of central to southern West Virginia is going to get in on a 3 to 6 inch range before it all transitions over to freeze and drizzle and rain. Virginia, parts of Virginia, again, this is the National Weather Service blend of models. So all the models blended together produces a more accurate and kind of conservative based run of the snow totals, which is usually pretty spot on. If we look at Virginia, we're looking at a good 4 to 10 inches of snow for Virginia from central and northern parts of Virginia. Anywhere from central to southern parts of Virginia. Again, we're talking about maybe 2 to 6 inches of snow with some sleet mixing in there as well, adding to that total. So that's how that would look for you guys. Delaware, Maryland, you guys are probably uh, Maryland. This is where it gets tricky because that warm area is going to really interject itself and really cut down on some of those totals. Would be cool to hang out in an East Coast lighthouse while it's snowing. That'd be pretty cool. Probably be picturesque. Parts of Maryland is going to be getting in for general 4 to 8 inches or so. For Maryland, Delaware, it's going to be cut down to quite a bit because you're along the coast there. But you probably going to see about a good 3 to 6 inches before it transitions over to freeze and rain and rain. New Jersey, far northern parts of New Jersey, you're going to get on that 9 to 12 inch mark. But for the most part, most of New Jersey is going to be getting in on about 5 to 10 inches before it transitions over towards rain. And I'm saying central to southern New Jersey is probably going to get in on a lot of that freezing rain, sleet, and then it transitions into rain as it finishes up. Um, Southeastern parts of my nose is so itchy. Southeastern parts of Pennsylvania, the Philadelphia area, to the southern border of PA, you're going to be kind of on that lower end of stuff, probably the 8 to 12 inch range, where the rest of the state's going to get in on that uh, uh, 8 to 12, 8 to 14 inches or so, upwards to, I would say 12 to 16, honestly. 12 to 16 for the rest of the state, 8 to 12 for the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area, and far southern portions of Pennsylvania, where the rest of the state's going to be more of that 12 to 16 range for you guys there. And then if we talk about the Northeast, again, this is going to be where the jackpot area is. And we're talking about portions of Long Island as well, in on that 8 to 12 inch range before it transitions all over to sleet. But the full state of New York is going to be on a good 12 to 20, with far upstate parts of New York going to be on that 8 to 12 range. Again, most of New Hampshire and Vermont's going to be on that 12 to 20 range as well, with far northern portions being a little bit less. Again, 20 to 24 inches is expected from far southern parts of Maine, southeastern parts of New Hampshire on the seacoast there, and parts of the coastline of Boston, down almost to Plymouth. Probably going to be in that 20 to 24 mark before that very sharp cutoff goes for that freezing line. That's that. And then Maine is going to be mostly 12 to 20 from western to southern Maine along the mid coast, all the way up towards central Maine. 12 to 20 is probably very easily happen here. And then as we get into up to Oxford County and into the northern Maine, that's when we're going to see that transition over towards a good 8 to 12, where far north parts of Maine going to be probably in that 4 to 8 inch range up here in the Allagash. Okay, let me get a breather here. Yep, we'll talk about ice totals here now after we got through the snow. Crying for mass. No need to cry for mass. You're just gonna get a bunch of snow. Check in with your local school district. They're sending that information out. Yeah, school districts should start sending out information as far as, especially down in the south when they're not used to it. You guys should um oh, was I blurry? Yeah, you guys should start getting information, especially in the south, about your school information as well. I live 30 minutes from Tupelo, and we barely didn't get anything, not even ice. Yeah, the second round's coming though. Second round's coming. We're not over yet, Cade. All right, there we go. I'm not blurry anymore. Sorry. Colton, Raya, thank you for the heart me. Thank you for the rose. I I don't know what's going on with my camera. Let's get some roses going. Let's get a new live goal. TikTok likes to promote when you promote your stream when you put goals out. So let's put a new live goal, 100 roses out there. You guys should be able to see that now. And there it is. It's pinned. Why does this keep going blurry? All right, that should do it. Sorry to get up and close and personal, guys. Let's talk about icing again. This is going to be the National Weather Service blend of models for icing, FRAM estimation, and so let's talk about that. That's too far out. And so we're talking about a good tenth of an inch of ice to come still for Texas, and that's going to be coming pretty much right now through the overnight hours tonight. Noodles, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. So that is my first super chat. I am now monetized for super chats on YouTube. So again, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Noodles, for that super chat on my first super chat on YouTube. Thank you. If you guys want to watch on YouTube, put it on your TVs at home. Go to WX Rundown on YouTube, WX Rundown, and you could watch on YouTube on a much wider format with all of everything that you kind of see here, but a little bit better. Thank you again, Noodles. Uh, and then just make sure you hit that follow button. I'm going to be live all weekend over here on TikTok and YouTube. So hit that follow button, and you guys will be notified next time I go live, especially if you hit the bell on YouTube. You'll be notified when I go live. Hi, bud. How does it look like for us here in Nashville, North Carolina? It's going to be mostly freezing rain for you guys. I know we'll get into your totals for ice still to come. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be South Carolina. Myrtle Beach should be okay. It should remain mostly rain for you guys in Myrtle Beach. Maybe a little bit of freeze and drizzle, but shouldn't accumulate to too much there in Myrtle Beach. But it's going to be a very fine cutoff. Missouri is going to stay mostly snow. You guys are going to be almost all snow in Missouri. Probably upwards to a foot or so. Can I please see a camera? Are you good? What is this camera doing? Focus. Okay. Don't mind me just arguing my camera. Please, guys, if you can, share the live stream with your friends and family on TikTok. Again, we're trying to reach as many people as we can. Colton, thank you again for that rose. We have a 100 rose goal. And we were trying to reach as many people as possible here. So I don't know how many people we have on YouTube watching, but let me know in the YouTube chat if you guys are there. Let me check though. Let me check YouTube. Let's see how many people are on YouTube. We're trying to go to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so please head over to YouTube and subscribe. Um, yeah, we got a few people over on YouTube. So please join over there if you want. Join the chat. Noodles is over there, I think, hanging out. Not many people over there. So if you guys want to watch over on YouTube, again, big old, there's so many people streaming this winter storm coverage, all the big guys on YouTube, everyone. So I'm just trying to grow the stream before severe weather season starts here because we're going to be covering all the tornadoes. Again, it's a good time to talk about it too. I cover not just winter storms, but severe weather coverage, tornadoes, tornado season. So definitely subscribe on YouTube and TikTok here. Follow so that way you'll be notified next time I go live when there's severe weather. All right. So most of Texas still to come here has about a tenth of an inch down to Austin, a tenth of an inch of ice, upwards to up to a quarter of an inch of ice over here, far eastern parts of Texas and northeastern parts of Texas. Thank you for that follow. They're saying Dallas is getting more tonight. Yep, round two is coming, guys. Round two is coming. It's in Texas right now, and it's going to be moving to the northeast. This is where the snow is coming. This is where those big snow factors coming into play now. Um, and then over into Louisiana, we still have parts of Louisiana from central to northern Louisiana that could see upwards to 4/10 of an inch of ice. So a quarter of an inch to 4/10 of an inch of ice, almost to a half an inch of ice over here in far northeastern parts of Louisiana. And then parts of Arkansas still have about a quarter of an inch to go for icing as well, with upwards to a tenth of an inch for for central and northeastern parts of Arkansas. Uh, this is ice. We're talking about ice right now. So about another tenth of an inch of ice or so for the DFW area. So you're going to be mostly talking about ice still to go for the DFW and over towards Arkansas, Louisiana, and then look at this for Mississippi. Mississippi, especially north central Mississippi into western Mississippi, you're talking about totals upwards to 6/10 to 7/10 of an inch of ice over here in this dark area. So this is Mississippi is probably going to be hit the hardest here, and parts of western Tennessee for some of this icing. Again, icing. I thought the camera was bad again. All right, let's get to the south. Talk about some of the icings more over here. And again, Alabama. I think Alabama is going to be the real winner here. I think that warm nose is really protecting you guys here in Alabama, where you guys are really are not forecasted to get a lot of ice, even though you got. I think you got some ice warnings active right now. It's more on the precautionary side. But far northern parts of Alabama maybe gets a tenth of an inch of ice at most, maybe 2/10 of an inch, almost to a quarter, far north western parts of Alabama. So you guys might really luck out there, but don't take your guard down. Definitely, let's ride this storm out a little bit. You guys are not equipped for all this. Tennessee, again, like I said, central to western parts of Tennessee. Central Tennessee, you're probably looking at maybe another quarter of an inch of ice at most. But really, it's western Tennessee that's going to get more of the freezing rain. That's going to accumulate and accrete, get a lot of ice accretion there. And then you can get a little bit more over here in eastern Tennessee, but I think that's going to mostly mix in with that freeze and drizzle to rain. So it hopefully will stay a little bit on the lower end there for you guys. And then parts of Kentucky, you guys are looking at over a quarter of an inch as well, from central Kentucky over to eastern Kentucky. It's a sharp drop off. It's mostly central Kentucky to south central Kentucky that are going to be getting into that quarter inch plus range of icing as well to come still. And now we need to talk about the Mid Atlantic and the Carolinas because you guys are who seems to be mostly a icing event for you guys. So parts of northern Georgia here, you could see upwards there. Wow, that's actually kind of crazy. Parts of northern Georgia, northeastern Georgia could see upwards to a half an inch of ice. So definitely take your precautions there. I don't feel like it's going to get as far south as it's forecasted to, but down to Atlanta. But Anywhere from north of Atlanta to up to northeastern Georgia. Again, we're looking at um, a tenth of an inch of ice to a quarter to upwards to a half an inch of ice in far northern parts of Georgia, northeastern Georgia. Uh, BT, nothing is coming for Ohio until tomorrow morning. Man, you guys in Ohio really just losing your mind about this snow. It's coming tomorrow, overnight tonight, tomorrow. South Carolina, parts of northern and northwestern parts of Carolina, South Carolina. Again, a tenth of an inch upwards to almost a half an inch of ice over there in far western parts of South Carolina, by the Georgia border and North Carolina border. And then as we get into North Carolina, again, you guys are going to remain mostly ice pretty much through the full state, all the way towards almost to the coastline there. But Myrtle Beach, and guys, you should be fine. Should remain mostly, maybe a little bit of freeze and drizzle, but mostly rain. But anywhere from a tenth of an inch of ice all the way upwards to 3/10 of an inch of ice on the western side of North Carolina. And Virginia is trending a little bit down. You're still going to get enough icing, though, that's going to cause disruptions. But again, a tenth of an inch of ice upwards to 4/10 of an inch of ice in these darker shaded areas here in southwestern Virginia. And then West Virginia, again, you're going to be also looking at about a quarter of an inch of ice as well over here in central to southern parts of West Virginia. And the more northwestern you go in West Virginia, it's going to remain mostly snow before it transitions over to sleet. I lied. Just came outside. It has started in Southwest Ohio. There you go. Look at that. Oh, thank God. People said there was going to be like 3 to 4 feet of snow. 3 to 4 feet of snow. Who said that? Who said? Tell me who told you it's going to be 3 to 4 feet of snow. And where are you at? That's ludicrous. That's ludicrous. Um, yeah, and that's gonna be pretty much do it for the icing. So that's gonna be the whole event. Let's take a look at some cameras though. Let's see what we have for cameras. This is over in Lawton, Oklahoma. As you can see that they've got a nice blanketing of snow and ice and sleet over there in Lawton, Oklahoma. Your friends at school, don't listen to your friends. This is going to be over in Oklahoma City, I-40 and Reno Southeast. As you can see, they got a nice little paved road there, though, for the highway. That one guy is not. Maybe he's taking an off ramp, I guess. But they got a nice lane of traffic there in Oklahoma, outside of OKC. So that's nice that they have that at least. This is live traffic cameras. Yep. Let's take a look over in Arkansas. Arkansas, they got some pretty snow-covered roads still. Could be ice, I guess, too, as well. This is looking westbound on I-40 at Ozark, exit 37. Um, Raya, thank you for all those roses. Thank you, Raya, for the roses. If we look over here in Arkansas, this is going to be I-40 at Mulberry near exit 24. And they've lost the power of the sun. It's just black there. It's a black hole at I-40 and Mulberry. There it is. But yeah, they have a little bit of a line there that they can travel on, which is not completely snow-covered roads or ice-covered roads. Probably still slippery though, so definitely
A special weather statement has been issued.
new special weather statement for Louisiana. We'll take a look at that here in a second. If we look over here in Louisiana, we can see this the sun's starting to go down, or already has gone down, almost there. And they look kind of wintry and icy. I'd say probably some snow, sleet fell already, but they've definitely been getting on some icing as well. This is going to be, I believe this is going to be over near Shreveport and Texarkana. Hi, Houston. Is the ice done here? Not necessarily done for the most part. Shouldn't be icing too much in Houston, but you're going to get in some of it. You'll probably be getting in another tenth of an inch of ice at most as it goes through the overnight hours tonight. But you should be fine. Oh, I realize you can't see. But you should be fine over there in Houston. About another tenth of an inch of ice before it's all said and done overnight tonight. But most of it is going to be okay for Houston area. Nothing too crazy. It's definitely going to be worse the more north you go. Right, not out of the woods yet. Uh, This is going to be over in Mississippi. Mississippi, I believe, is going to be hit the hardest here. This is on US 61 at US 49. And as you can tell there, it is very snow, icy covered roads. Dallas still has some icing to go. Oh, look at this. This is the updated camera, guys. Look at the updated camera. You can't even see it anymore. So it definitely has picked up as far as icing goes there. The camera's completely covered. And then this is what it looked like earlier. And watch the camera update. This is also Mississippi, I-69 at Fog Road. Wait for the update. Here comes the update. Anytime now. Boom. All right, not too bad. Still covered though. Still very covered though. So yeah, those are all the cameras we're following. We got a bunch of cameras that we're following. Keeping an eye on everything. As we go into the overnight hours, we're going to keep just watching the cameras, talking about the weather. Let's go and take a look at the radar though, and let's see what it's looking like on radar. Let's see if we actually have any new users on the website. Let's do a quick refresh here. If you guys want to go to my website, wxrundown.com, WX Rundown, I'm going to put it in the chat for you guys. If you guys want to go to wxrundown.com, not approved. All right, well, I guess you can't put it in the chat. I don't know. I don't know. Yep, we got traffic cameras for Ohio, I believe. We'll be looking at those as we get into tomorrow. But wxrundown.com, if you want to go over there, it's my personal website that I've made for you guys and people that watch these streams. And you can enter your location on here on the map. You just gotta sign in. It's free. Nothing's cost you anything. You can see weather reports, storm reports, all that good stuff on the website. You can see mesoscale. You can see the radar. Still a lot of kinks to work out with the website, but it's definitely a work in progress. I don't have winter weather radar, so we're going to be using WeatherWise for winter weather radar for the time being. But let's take a look at we have some new users on the website. Bree says light snow just started. Where is Bree at? Looks like Bree is right outside of Cincinnati. So Bree is reporting right outside of Cincinnati, Ohio on the website right here and says light snow just started. So yep, light snow is going to start. You're going to have a little bit of flurries there in Ohio. If we look at the radar here, this is snow, so it's not really rain, even though it looks like it. This is all snow, so you're going to be getting some light snow showers. And as we progress to the future, or let's look at back, and you're going to just have scattered snow showers as we get into tomorrow, and then that's when the real main event comes. So definitely get some time to go there for Ohio. But you guys, this weather is coming. We have a new user that's on the website. Vorika down there in Houston. I remember you from the severe weather event last time. Why am I blurry? Why am I blurry? Give me guys, give me a blurry camera check if you guys see my camera goes blurry. Give me a blurry camera check in the chat if you can. Tiger and me, thank you for the follow. No reports yet for Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. We're gonna look at some other traffic cameras here in a little bit too. I'm gonna stop talking about the forecast for a little bit because that's all I've been doing now for an hour and a half. So, or about an hour or so. Oh, I just realized my storm reports on the website are a little broken right now because we have reports of volcanic activity and ash for parts of Arkansas. That's not right, guys. There's no volcanoes going off in Arkansas, so I'll have to fix that. I don't know why that's showing that. But it's a work in progress, and if you guys want to join me as we progress this website and build it into something huge, please go and join wxrundown.com, log in, and play around with the website. And feel free to send me your reports. You can send reports as well on there. If you go to the top of the navigation and go to storm reports, it will look something like this. And you can enter your, if you're logged in, it'll already have your name there. And then you can enter what type of report. You can also, up the top here, you can change it to photo and video. And you can send in your photo and video submissions and when did it happen, where your location is, and all that stuff. So feel free to send in your text or storm reports on there as well. It's a very useful website. You should make an app. Yeah, it's well, blind blurry camera check. I have no idea what's going on with this camera. All right, we're gonna fix this. Hold on, guys. We're gonna fix this. 1 second. You should still be able to hear me. You should still be able to hear me. All right, let's try that. Let's go main cam. Okay. And we're gonna autofocus. All right, we're autofocused. So, or we're manual focused. That's what I meant. Yeah, thank you for that. It is a very useful website, and I'm only making it better over time. So please report any bugs that you have. Um, report any bugs you have on the website, anything that you think I could do better on there, and I will try my best to make sure that we make all the changes. And I say we as in multiple people, but it's just myself. But yeah, yeah, no reports in West Virginia yet. We do have our first snow report over here in parts of Kentucky, though. Um, I don't really have a way to show you guys on TikTok, but if you go over to YouTube, WX Rundown on YouTube, you'll see the full storm report card. But about zero point 0.7 inches of snow has been reported as of an hour ago in Kentucky. Oh, that's not the first snow report. Oh, yeah, that's far eastern parts of Kentucky. That's why. uh, but yeah, snow's been reported all the way as far as Bowling Green, up to 2 inches of snow, 2 inches of snow, 1 inch of snow, 1.5 inches of snow, 3 inches of snow. So again, yeah, feel free to send your reports in as well, guys, for storm reports. And again, you can add your location to this map I'm looking at if you want. WXRundown.com. Right on the radar page, there's if you sign in, there will be a location button. If you click on it, you can send a little message like, "Hey, what's the forecast for me?" or "What's the weather looking like for me?" And I'll try to get to you guys. If we go down here to Shreveport and into the Dallas area, we can see that about 2 hours ago they were estimating about a half an inch or so of sleet. Emergency management issue also reported about a half inch of sleet there near Plano, as well as a half inch of sleet over there, far northeastern parts of Texas. So definitely getting some sleet over there, guys. No reports over there by Lubbock though. Uh, this is a half inch sleet, not lightning. I don't know why it's showing as lightning. About 15th 0.15 inches of freezing rain over there about 4 hours ago near Kerrville, which actually had a thunderstorm last night that was popped up near Kerrville. Austin, we get some reports out there in Austin about one tenth of an inch of freezing rain. So that's, hey, any report counts, I guess. And about 0.02 inches of rain or freezing rain out there near Austin. So can't forget about Austin. Tyler, Texas, you had about almost an inch or so of sleet. Oklahoma City, up here in Oklahoma, outside of OKC, about 4.5 inches of snow has been reported outside of Oklahoma City. 4 inches, 4 inches. So about 5 inches, 4 to 5 inches of snow has fallen through this time near Overholser with some additional drifting snow. Any reports out of Wichita? There is some reports out of Wichita. 4.5 inches of snow, 4 inches of snow, 4 inches of snow. So it looks like the OKC area to Wichita up into Kansas has really gotten about 3 to 5 inches of snow already. So they're gonna get another 5 to 6 inches as well. So Derry, New Hampshire. Derry, New Hampshire has not seen anything yet. We're not into New Hampshire territory yet. That's tomorrow, into tomorrow night. And then look down here, guys. This is all freezing totals here. So we're talking about parts of Mississippi and in Louisiana. So a 15th of an inch, quarter of an inch. What else? A tenth of an inch, half an inch of freezing rain. Oh, is that right? Say a half an inch of. Sleet. Half inch of sleet. Okay, there we go. I thought it was a half inch of ice already. So again, this area here is going to be getting in and all that. So if we go to the local radar, we're going to probably see some of that already starting to come into play here. But look at all this down here. We do have a very slight tornado risk tomorrow as well down here in the south. Down here for southern Mississippi and Alabama and parts of Georgia. So if we go over to the Outlooks tab on wxrundown.com, if we go over to I just noticed your hat. What team is that? It's a Celtics hat. Yep, it's a Celtics hat. And if we look at the day 2 categorical outlook, we see that we have a slight risk tomorrow for parts of Florida, Alabama, and parts of Georgia. And if we go to our tornado risk, you're going to see that we have a 5% risk area over here for Pensacola, Panama City, Tallahassee, Montgomery, Mobile. So we have a little bit of a tornado threat tomorrow as well down here. So we're going to be covering that as well as the winter weather to the north. So we got a dual thing going on here, a dual stream going on tomorrow as far as weather goes. So you can look at that on the Outlooks tab on wxrundown.com. Go to severe outlook, and then you can choose day 1, 2, or 3, and then change the categorical to tornado, wind, or hail. Just another useful feature for free on wxrundown.com. Atlanta, I think that the icing is not going to reach that far to the south for Atlanta. I do think there's going to be icing there for Atlanta. I just think that the icing is going to remain. Here, let me show you. So here's Atlanta. And I do believe, what am I doing? I have tools set in place. Let's just use tools. I do believe all the icing is going to be. Why do my tools not work when I need them to? All right, well, that's broken. So I do believe all the icing is going to be right here towards Gainesville, Athens, and upwards to northern Georgia near Toccoa. And then over there towards Cleveland and Clayton and Walhalla. That's where I believe most of the icing is going to be really obtained to the northeast of Georgia. But there is going to be some icing down in Atlanta. I don't think it's going to be more than like a 10th or a 15th of an inch down there in Atlanta, but you're going to see some icing tomorrow through the morning and evening hours. Man, we're really dropping off here on TikTok. So please make sure you're hitting that heart button. Let's get some hearts going, likes going on TikTok. Keep hitting that keep hitting the screen there, tapping the screen, tap tap tap, and please share with anyone that you can. Share with your profile, so that way it gets pushed out to more people. It really helps. Again, and any gifts as well. If we get some gifts going, that also helps out a little bit. Um, it just helps. TikTok loves to see engagement, and I don't know though. I just got the U.S. just took ownership of it, so who knows at this point? Who knows what it's like anymore? But Southern Belle, I think. Thank you for those roses. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me. If you want to use that, go for it. Are we dying? We're not dying. We're just hanging out. Exit Velo, thank you for sharing the live. What about Blue Ridge, Georgia? Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Blue Ridge, Georgia. Yeah, Blue Ridge is definitely going to get in on that icing. So Blue Ridge, you definitely take it easy tomorrow. Definitely going to be lots of icing happening there before it switches over to um, freeze and rain, switches over to rain. Just put it over there. Thank you. Yep. So it will. Yeah, let me see if we go to the south. I can show you guys a little bit better. And if we go to our precipitation, go to the latest run of the HRRR, you'll see Blue Ridge is right up in here. Blue Ridge is right up in here. And as we progress, oh, this is the newest run. Let's go to 22Z. Blue Ridge is right at the top here. You obviously know where Blue Ridge is. We're going to see some rain showers and rain right now. And you'll be like, what the heck? That guy lied to me. There's no icing happening. And then it's going to progress and progress. And the further we get out, the more this ice over here is going to progress to the east. So it's definitely going to ice at some point. Actually, I'm looking at Alabama. I'm looking at Alabama. So as we get into tomorrow morning, here we go. Tomorrow morning, Blue Ridge actually might get in a little bit of that warm nose though too. So you're going to be right on the line there from icing to the rain line. So Blue Ridge might be interesting. So we're talking about down to ATL up towards the northeast to the northeast Georgia parts that is going to be in on that icing. But Blue Ridge, you're going to be real close. You're either going to be all rain or it's going to be freezing drizzle and freezing rain. So I would just have to keep monitoring if I was you. But again, shouldn't be crippling. Speaking of that, though, let's check the US power outage map and let's see what the power outage map's looking like. Not too bad, actually. So if we look at our US power outage map, we're going to see here that for the most part, everyone's doing okay. We got 53,000 people out in Louisiana and only 49,000 people out in Texas. So not looking too bad actually. And all those outages in Louisiana are all in northern parts of Louisiana, which is expected um, because of all that icing. And if we look back to Texas as well, you'll see that far northeastern parts of Texas is where all those outages are as well. So it mostly makes sense of what we're seeing from the precipitation wise. What about Westbrook, Maine? Westbrook, Maine's in that 12 to 20 mark. It's in that 12 to 20 mark, Carmen. Let's see. Let's get a poll going on TikTok. We're gonna get a. Hold on. Custom. All right, we're gonna get a poll. No. Who loves the snow? This might be a loaded question. Who loves the snow? All right. The TikTok poll is going live. Right now. 3 minutes. Who loves the snow? I do. I hate it. Which one are you? TikTok poll is live. No more users active on there. Let's go. Let's see. Let's see who the snow lovers are. Got 2.5 minutes to go on TikTok. Who loves the snow? Who hates it? Put your votes in the chat. What's Massachusetts Cape Cod looking like for snow? So yeah, Cape Cod's going to be definitely interesting. Cape Cod, I believe, is going to get on that mixing at the very end, which is going to definitely cut down your numbers. But I do believe you're going to get at least a good 8 to 12 inches or so for Cape Cod before it switches over to a freezing sleet or rain. Well, we got snow is winning right now. We got more snow lovers in here than we do that hate it. Um, I broke my leg on the snow 3 years ago. Sorry to hear that. Hit those votes in the chat, guys. Got a minute and a half to go on the poll in the chat for TikTok over on TikTok. Who loves the snow? Who hates it? Still mostly snowing all here in Lubbock. Lubbock, Texas, still almost all snow still with this reds over here near Big Spring and Colorado City that's remaining icing still. So if we run this back, new high wind warning for Alaska. Alaska, get out of here. We're not talking about you, Alaska. So it's changing over to ice now for Big Spring, Colorado City over there. Bing, bing, bing. As we look closer over towards Wichita Falls, we're seeing more of that sleet mixing in with the ice. Okay, Alaska, enough. And then if we look over towards Oklahoma City, we're seeing more of that snow to the north of Oklahoma City and Norman. with sleet and freezing rain to the south. If you look down by Dallas, Dallas Fort Worth, we're seeing a very mixed area of snow, freezing rain, and sleet as well, but nothing really heavy, just kind of more scattered all over the place. We look over towards Shreveport. We're seeing that that rain is mixing in down uh, to the central and southern parts of Louisiana, and not much right up here by Shreveport. So we can kind of probably clarify, or we can probably see that on our cameras. If we load the cameras back up, we're probably seeing that not much is really going on out there. This is northeastern. So this is the northeastern part of Louisiana. It's probably going to update the camera here in a second. We do see a car on the bottom there. Yeah, here's the updated camera view here. And the roads look mostly clear, but they're probably, as you can see with that trucker here with his hazards on, it's probably still icy out there. You can literally see ice hanging from the lens here of this camera. So definitely still going to be icy, and we still got the second part of the storm to go. So not clear over there. Where is this camera located? Let me pull it up. This camera that we're looking at right here is located along I-20 outside along I-20 in about northeastern part of Louisiana, up towards Farmerville and Bastrop. That's where that camera is located at. And this is still Mississippi. Mississippi is still frozen over here on the camera. Very light flurries of Cleveland, Ohio. Yep, it's going to continue to pick up as we get into the overnight hours and tomorrow. And this is what it's looking like over here in Mississippi, still on I-69. There are people out there driving still. I mean, the roads are definitely not treated or even plowed at that for that matter. So definitely going to be a little interesting out there. um, you'll think I'll be able to drive to work tomorrow morning? I'm in Springfield, Ohio, near Dayton. Oh, hold on, we just lost you. I don't know why I just lost TikTok for a second there. Springfield, what'd you say? Springfield, Ohio, near Dayton. Yeah, I definitely think you're gonna have a treacherous time out there in Springfield. If we look over in Ohio for tomorrow, if it loads, I don't know why I load that one up. If we look over Ohio and specifically Ohio, if we go down to the local level for Ohio, um, and look for tomorrow, we're talking about 10 p.m. tonight, 11 p.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. By 4, 5 a.m., where'd you say you were at Springfield? Near Dayton. I don't know where Dayton is. Let me look where Dayton is. Why don't I not know where Dayton is? Hold on, I can find it. All right, Dayton, Ohio, to the to the southwest of Columbus. I got you. Yeah, Dayton's gonna be. Yeah, you're. What time do you gotta go to work? Colton says, "You think I'll be able to drive to work tomorrow morning? I'm in Springfield, Ohio, near Dayton." Yeah, Springfield, Ohio. Depending on when you get to work, it doesn't matter. Actually, doesn't matter. You're going to be seeing heavy snow showers in Columbus, Dayton area. Oh, there's Dayton. I see it now. um, yeah, heavy snow showers from 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Super heavy snow showers, and then by it's still going through the afternoon time. So, yeah, good luck to that. Good luck to you, Colton. I would not advise traveling out that. It's going to be a mess. When is it stop to supposed to? When is it supposed to stop snowing in Washington, Missouri? Yeah, we can go over to Missouri. Again, not going to be able to tell when it's. I don't think we're going to be able to go that far out, but we can go as far as we can. We can go about 18 hours out on this latest run here, and that should give you a good idea. And so if we're looking at Missouri, jeez, what's going on? Why does TikTok keep going down? Yeah, I don't know why TikTok keeps going down. I don't know what Ohio's like for their infrastructure there, but we're talking a good 12 to 20 inches, or maybe not that high. Let me look. Let me look. For Dayton area, you're probably looking at a good 12 to 16 inches for Dayton when it's all said and done. So, what is 12 to 16 inches done for you in the past and Dayton? But if you, you know, Dayton's looking at a good 12 to 16 inches though. So, you're probably, if that's detrimental to you guys or just another big storm for you guys, just depends on how much Ohio deals with it. Duh, 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 duh. But yeah, timing for Missouri. Someone asked about Missouri. God loves you. Thank you for following. Am I still frozen or can you guys hear me? Southern New Hampshire, Travis should be fine right now. Um, I don't think we have any flurries up here in the Northeast right now. Am I all good now? Can you guys hear me? I see that the TikTok viewership's dropping off now. Where did everybody go? I'm losing everybody. All right. Well, I don't know. Oh, I got you, Travis. Am I good? Can you guys hear me now? I think we lost the live stream and then everyone just left. All right. Well, we're gonna keep moving forward. So this is Missouri for timing, and Missouri will be probably all cleared out by I would say afternoon time tomorrow, Sunday. If we go up to New England here, as far as timing goes, again, timing for we can't go that far out for timing yet. But if we go over to our blend of models here and we look at the Northeast, da, 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 and we go out to Wednesday. Yeah, we're talking about Southern New Hampshire. I have Southern New Hampshire into that 12 to 20 mark. Same thing with Vermont, central to southern Vermont, 12 to 20 as well. Seacoast, New Hampshire, you could be upwards to that 2 feet mark. Uh, yeah, so the seacoast there of New Hampshire, southeastern parts of New Hampshire could be upwards to that 2 feet mark. But other than that, a good 12 to 20 is a good bet for central to southern New Hampshire. And then even northern parts of New Hampshire still probably going to be in that 12 to 16 range as well. Um, that's that. And then yeah, parts of Massachusetts along the coast near Boston's going to be really in that 12 to 20 range, but also Boston should see 20 to 24 inches if it sets up just right. Thank you for that share, Noodles. You can pin that comment if you want. Yeah, I wouldn't travel starting tomorrow evening. So Travis, if you can get all your stuff done, if you're gonna travel at all or go out and about, I would get all that done probably by tomorrow afternoon, before it really sets in. Probably earlier the better. And then as we get into tomorrow afternoon and evening, it's really when it's gonna start coming down. I'm in Athens, Georgia. Can you tell me some more info, please? Is Memphis gonna get freezing rain? Uh, yeah, let's talk about Memphis really quick. So when we're talking about Memphis, let me just make sure I have the right area in mind. When we're talking about Memphis, new winter weather advisory for South Carolina. 23Z run of the ARRR is almost out. Almost ready. All right, let's start with Memphis. Is Memphis going to get freezing rain? Yes, Memphis will be getting freezing rain. The second round is coming. It's just a matter of time. and the timing will be like this. So right now we have freezing rain kind of taking over central Tennessee. You guys kind of have a little bit of a break over there in Memphis, but it's coming overnight tonight. So 10, 11, 12 central time is when it's going to ramp right back up. And as you can see here in the dark, dark reds and pinks is really weird. It starts to really ramp up on the overnight hours, 12, 1, 2, 3 a.m. for you guys. And as we progress that, it's like all ice for you guys. And so it's going to get really treacherous out there. So I do not advise travel. This is going to go through all the way till 10 a.m. tomorrow with some sleet even mixing in there for you guys there, Jackson and Bartlett. So it's going to be a while before it really kind of, calms down for you guys and it's maybe probably safe to drive. As we look as far as out as we can on this HRRR model, it's our high resolution model. We're looking at 10 a.m. tomorrow Central Time, and it's still icing slash sleeting over there in Memphis and Jackson, Bartlett, Columbia, Nashville, and up towards Clarksville. So we got a long ways to go still. The main course is still coming. Cindy, I'll get to Charlotte, okay? No need to keep spamming it, okay? I will get to you. Rennie, thank you so much. I'll be live again tomorrow, guys. Okay, I'm not going anywhere right now, but just so you guys know, hit that follow button above my head, or even go onto YouTube. If you go to YouTube, type WX Rundown, you can see a nice full landscape version. Put this on your TV or something like that. Listen to me in the background, whatever you want to do. But it definitely helps out. I'm trying to get going again and grow this channel to something big. So please let me know if you're enjoying the content and the coverage. Red is not heavy as snow. Red is icing. So all this red on this map right here, unless you're talking about the snow blend models, but this right here is all ice. This is all frozen precipitation on this map, and this is for Tennessee right here. All this dark blue is heavy snow. I'm working on Georgia. They're already calling off school Monday for North Georgia. That's probably a good idea. Colton, thank you again for those roses. Let me push out a new gift goal. Again, you guys do not have to send gifts at all. I'm just TikTok. If I don't constantly push out gift goals, it doesn't send people my way. So I'm just gonna put out another gift goal really quick. All right, there we go. New gift goal. Put up. Boom. My grandma lives in Florida and she says it's in the high 70s there. Yeah, lucky her, right? She's what part of Florida does she live in, Travis? Because they're gonna get some severe weather tomorrow as well. We're on winter storm coverage and tornado watch tomorrow for parts of southern Alabama, uh, Mississippi, and Florida and Georgia. So we're gonna have a double whammy tomorrow. I'm gonna be live pretty much the whole day tomorrow. We're talking about like 10 to 10 tomorrow, probably. St. Pete. Boston, you're getting in on 12 to 20 inches, maybe upwards to 2 feet for Boston. So that's what, there you go, Reed. You're getting in on a bunch of snow. Here's what it looks like right now over in Oklahoma and Lawton. Lawton, Oklahoma, they're snow covered. They're in winter wonderland out there. If we look over here in Oklahoma City, look at that. The traffic's picking up there in Oklahoma City. People are getting a little bit comfortable out there and they're going, well, you know what? We actually have a pretty good paved road on the highway here. So why not take advantage of it? And honestly, oh, look at this guy in the passing lane, though. That's a little dangerous. But the snow doesn't look too heavy on the road there. So probably okay. But that's Oklahoma City. They're going to get into some more snow, but they haven't really had any freezing precipitation either. So it's probably not too bad. Look at the convoy of trucks, though. One, two, three, four trucks. Four trucks. Not too bad for that type area of the country. Oh, look at that. I thought that was the sun, but that's not the sun. That's just a truck stop sign. This is Arkansas by I-40. It should update here in a second. I'm looking up, guys, because I got monitors all around me. Looks like this camera is not going to update, so that's fine. Let's go over to the other Arkansas camera, and it's kind of blurry, kind of low quality, but there's I-40 at Mulberry, exit 24 in Arkansas. Roads look not the greatest, but not the worst either. Then we go over to Louisiana, and we can tell that it's not doing too bad there, but again, they have a little bit of a low right now happening before it switch before the freezing rain comes again for the main course through the next few hours and overnight. Uh, he was moving. Gotcha. So yeah, Louisiana, Shreveport doesn't look too bad right now. On the other hand, though, over here in northeastern parts of Louisiana, it looks a little bit looks like the roads are clear, but just because they look clear doesn't mean that there's not ice on them. So can be a little deceiving on that part, especially giving the frozen icicles on the camera itself just simply means that it's cold enough there for icing on the roads. I do not know how to translate that. Let me translate that really quick. Let me get a translation for that. Someone just asked something in the YouTube chat, uh, and in Spanish, it looks like. Let me translate. Puerto Rico temperature 20. No. The temperature in Puerto Rico is between 25 and 26 degrees, and the temperature is 33 degrees in the current temperature in Puerto Rico, which is below the temperature. Okay. I'm assuming you're probably talking about Celsius. There's no way it's that cold in Puerto Rico in Fahrenheit. uh, so I guess we can kind of check down there if we needed to. But I think you're okay in Puerto Rico. This is the camera. Here we go. That was Mississippi camera. Here's the other camera in Mississippi. We can change these cameras up here in a little bit too. Yeah, black ice is the worst. I hate frozen precipitation. It's the worst. Icing is really bad. So here's our full grid of cameras. You can see the full grid on YouTube. You can't really see the full grid on TikTok, but we have a full grid of cameras we're watching um, as we go into tonight. And I'll change these cameras up here in a little bit as well. Yeah. Paris, Tennessee. Let's go to Paris. Again, if you guys want to, look like we got a new viewer. Noodles just put snowy. So if you guys want to go to my website, wxrundown.com, it's wxrundown.com. And if you go there, it's my free website. It's my free weather website. You can have anything from storm reports on here that will show to mesoscale discussions, live radar. If you click on a radar site, it's a work in progress still, but I want you guys to be able to see it because it's free and it's a very useful and easy tool for you guys to use. You can click on weather reports and it'll show the weather reports. You can animate the radar. If you do this, there's a little animated radar slider. You can animate it. And then we also have a forecast page. So if you go to the forecast page, you can see on there where I have actually posted our ice forecast. There's a national snowfall forecast, snowfall map on here as well, and it all has forecast descriptions as well that you can look at and read. And you can also enter your area down below here as well. I know the view is a little bit messed up here on the screen, but you can enter your area, and then you can also go to the Outlooks tab and you can load up the day 1, day 2, day 3 severe outlooks, which, as you can see, we have a slight risk of severe weather for tomorrow in parts of Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and Georgia. So we're going to be tornado hunted tomorrow. We're going to be on the tornado watch for tomorrow. This storm is real. It's not a lie. I don't know why you're saying that. It's clearly real. I just showed you guys cameras of it happening. So um, it's real, Chris. We're going to get to Paris, Tennessee here in a second. 1 second. So yeah, wxrundown.com. On the radar page, you can press a button and it will load up your location and you can send me a little message and your little blip will pop up on the map as well. I can see that and I can pinpoint right to you. That's a good way to get my attention. If the chat's not working, you can go onto the website, sign in over there, and hold on, let me get this focus right. You can log in over there and then hit the location button, send a little message, and it's a good way to get my attention if you want to like find your location. Again, it's all free, nothing's paid. I don't have to pay for nothing. And it's just a little easy way and fun interactive way that you can interact with me on the map here. So yeah, again, wxrundown.com. Paris, Tennessee. I didn't forget about Paris. Let's see where Paris, Tennessee is. So Paris is just outside of Clarksville, to the northeast of Jackson. So if we go and look at our HRRR, we're still over here um, on Tennessee anyways. And we could see that we have a little bit of icing going on here in central Tennessee right now in the pink. It would snow to the north of Tennessee and Kentucky. But as we progress into 10, 11, 12 o'clock the local time for you is when it really picks up. You're talking about those dark reds here. This is heavy, heavy freezing rain here, guys. So this is going to add up really quickly and cause power outages if it keeps if it shows up like this. Okay. And so this is going to go all morning into the overnight hours, into the early morning tomorrow, and continue before it changes over to sleet and some sleet and freezing rain for it. And so that's going to go until probably late afternoon tomorrow into the evening before it's all said and done. So again, it looks to remain, Paris, Tennessee looks to remain mostly freezing rain and sleet through this whole duration left of the event through tomorrow evening. Again, I'm live over on YouTube as well, guys. If you guys want a landscape version of the live stream, there's a little bit more stuff on there. You can put it on your TV and listen in the background or do whatever you want. It's just a little bit better of a viewing experience. Please, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So go over to YouTube, WX Rundown, and hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment, super chat, whatever you want to do. It's all appreciated. I'm trying to grow over there. Again, so WX Rundown over on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Blue is snow. Yep. Light blue to dark blue is snow. Purple on here is sleet. And the pinks and reds are the salmon pink is like freezing rain. And then the green is rain. Louisville's probably looking in on probably 8 to 12 inches of snow, if not a little bit more than that. But the problem with it is it's going to be mostly snow tonight. And it's going to be snow tomorrow morning. Um, it's going to get really heavy overnight tonight. And then as we transition into tomorrow, you're going to get really close to that sleet line and maybe even freezing drizzle line. And then as the storm continues to move off, you're going to get really, it's probably going to transition over to sleet and freezing rain. But you're probably going to pick up a foot of snow before this is all said and done, before it transitions over to anything. And that's why those totals are going to be the highest there in northern parts of Kentucky. One second, guys. I needed to we got about a half dozen of you watching over on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. It looks like we're up to 929 subscribers on YouTube. So please keep hitting that subscribe button. Go check out YouTube and subscribe, WX Rundown. Again, I try to post as much as I can here on TikTok and YouTube for forecasts and stuff like that. I'm going to be live all weekend into Monday. And we're going to also be live this severe weather season for tornado coverage and severe storms, derechos, hurricanes. We're gonna talk about it all. So please hit that subscribe button over on YouTube. Um, yeah. I'm just requesting some water really quick. Hold on one second. My voice is getting hoarse. H&B, thank you for the follow. Yeah, again, if you guys are on TikTok too, hit that follow button above my head here. That helps out as well too. How late is the snow going to go into the north? How late is the snow going to go to the north east on Monday? Yeah, the snow is going to go almost all the way till Tuesday in the northeast, especially the more north you go. So parts of Maine and New Hampshire is going to go all the way to Tuesday overnight hours before it's all over. Yeah, Nashville is going to stay ice pretty much the whole duration. You're probably seeing a little bit of freeze and drizzle right now, maybe a little bit of rain, but um, overnight tonight into tomorrow is going to be almost all exclusively freezing rain for you. But you are close to that. You are close to that warm nose here of rain. So you could get some of that rain mixing in where it's not really frozen precipitation. But for the most part, it's looking like Nashville's going to stay all ice as well. Marcella, thank you for joining. Indiana, yeah, we can take a look at Indiana really quick. Indiana's gonna be pretty good here. You're gonna get hit pretty good with snow. Snow starts for Indiana again. Central to southern parts of Indiana is really where you're gonna get the big jackpot for Indiana. As you can see here, this is snow starting right about now, and as we get later into the night, it's gonna get more and more steady. And then we're talking about heavy snow starting about 10, 11 o'clock tonight. Sorry, I've got like a stuffy nose happening right now. Um, and as we get into 11, 12 overnight hours is when the real heavy stuff starts to pick up. And we really shouldn't see any mixing happen. I think Indiana's going to stay all snow and heavy snow too, so from Indianapolis all the way down to Evansville, over towards Louisville and Cincinnati. You guys are going to stay all heavy snow, and it's going to be real. You'll be real close to that freeze and sleet line, but the closer you are to that freeze and sleet line, the heavier the snow is going to be. So, yeah, yeah, Boston's going to be the jackpot for snow. I do believe anywhere from Boston inland a little bit. I'd say probably 20, 30 miles inland from Boston. We're looking at probably 20 to 24 inches. So we'll see how that plays out. But Indiana continues to go all the way, and it's going to continue to go probably to the afternoon, late afternoon, evening hours tomorrow before Indiana is all done and said with snow. Uh, thank you, thank you. My water has arrived. Thank you, Jess. Uh, what is? I don't understand what's up with Ohio people coming in here and going, "Storm's fake. It's a bust. I still don't have any snow in Ohio." Relax, guys. I don't know who told you snow was going to be here before Sunday, but the snow is coming. It's not here yet. It's like there's been at least a dozen people that have come in here and be like, "No snow in Ohio." It's not happened yet. I don't know who told you it was going to happen already, but I'm sorry that you were misled. The snow is just now starting for Ohio. Let me go to Indiana really quick to show snow totals from the National Blend of Models. And as you can see, like I was saying, um, the totals are really from Indianapolis all the way down to Louisville, Evansville, Cincinnati. I mean, we're looking at 12 to 16 inches of snow, especially in Bloomington, down to Louisville. It's going to be a big quarter here of deep, deep snow here, this dark red. No, you're good. You're good. No, you're good. You're like the 10th person that's come into this chat that have been like, there's still no snow in Ohio. This is BS. And it's like, it's coming. Relax. If we go over to Ohio, yeah, we'll go to snow totals first. But if you go to Ohio here, we're looking at Columbus and Newark up towards Canton, Youngstown, over to Dayton and Cincinnati. You guys are right along the bullseye here, and not really a bullseye, but a line. Right here, anywhere in this central path here, you're looking at a good 12 to 15, 16 inches here for Ohio. And then anywhere outside of this, as you get to the north or to the south, you're talking about a good 8 to 12 inches. So down here from Lancaster down to Portsmouth and Parkersburg is going to be 6 to 12. And then anywhere north of Delaware or Columbus, from Marion up towards Bowling Green or Toledo, Ohio, even Cleveland is going to be in that 6 to 12 range. So what does that look like on a simulated model run? Well, here's the arrival time. So here we go. We got south western parts of Ohio starting with snow right now. And as we progress overnight, we're talking about 9 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m., 12 a.m., 1 a.m. By 12, 1, 2 a.m., you guys are going to be all snow, okay? And then the heavy, heavy snow comes 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m. You're talking about 6, 7 a.m. tomorrow. You guys are just going to be snowing anywhere from Columbus down south, down to the southern Ohio. And that's going to continue on 9, 10, 11, 12 a.m. Or 12, 11 a.m., 12 p.m. And then afternoon hours is really where that central to eastern parts of Ohio start getting on that heavy snow. And that's going to continue all the way to the evening hours on Sunday. All of the grocery stores shelves are running out of stock because of the snowstorm. Yeah, that's just it's one thing to have the supplies you need in case you lose power for an extended period of days, especially if you're in the ice affected areas. Most people don't really lose snow. Most places don't really lose power in the snow unless it's really heavy snow. This is going to be very light, fluffy snow. New winter storm warning for Kansas. But most places, especially with light, fluffy snow, you're not going to lose. You're not going to lose power, especially if you're here in Ohio. You shouldn't lose power from just this storm, unless it was some ice picked up. But you guys are going to remain all snow, so you're going to be fine. But yeah, it's crazy that the hype, like who, like the grocery stores gain the most out of this. So I'm sure the big grocery like pays off the news outlets to really hype these storms up, and it's a big storm system. It's like top three storms since like I think it was like 2014 or something like that. As far as like sheer of size of it, so there's just so many people talking about it because so many people are affected by this storm from the Northeast all the way down to Texas. Yeah, I saw the storms. I saw those snowstorms in Russia. Those are crazy. People jumping off their balconies, like second, third floor balconies, into like 4 feet of snow, 6 feet of snow. um, Let me do an update check on YouTube. Let's see if we got any new YouTube viewers. We're at 929 subscribers still on YouTube. And we got a few people watching over on YouTube. It's like I told them to, it's like I told people to go to YouTube and everyone left YouTube. So yeah, that's the timing for Ohio. It's going to continue on through the evening hours tomorrow as well. Da, 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 da. Northern Missouri. I can talk about Northern Missouri. It's going to be about the same as um, it's not going to be as much snow probably as Indiana, but so we're talking about 6 7 p.m. tonight Central. As you can see, 8 9 10 p.m. Central, 11 midnight, 1 o'clock. So the snow is going to stay persistent, and then 4 5 6 7 8 a.m. 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. By 11, 12 o'clock, noontime tomorrow, 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, you guys should be all clear of snow with maybe some scattered flurries still happening in that area. Miss Amanda, thank you for the follow. My weather app is saying 18 inches for southern New Hampshire. Yeah, I mean, the problem with weather apps is they usually just take one model and they just run with it, whether that be the GFS or the Euro model or whatever. Usually there's not enough to go by with those weather apps. Um, so you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt and kind of look at a few different models, look at a few different, see what the National Weather Service is saying. Um, but yeah, 18 is probably on the higher end, but it's also probably likely as well. That's why I'm saying for central to southern Maine and central to southern parts of New Hampshire, Vermont, 12 to 20 inches is really what I'm thinking. Miss Amanda, thank you for the follow. Pennsylvania. We can take a look at Pennsylvania. Let's take a look at the snowfall really quick for Missouri before I move along from Missouri. But again, Missouri, anything you have right now, this is going to be on top of what you already have. Okay. So if we look at Missouri, you're looking at probably another 6 to 9 inches of snow from anywhere from Joplin, Springfield, Rolla, and then over in the St. Louis area, it's probably where you're going to get that 10 to 14 inch mark as well on top of what you already have. So we're looking at probably another foot of snow in the St. Louis metro area and surrounding suburbs, all the way down to Carbondale, Cape Girardeau, over in Indiana or Illinois, not Indiana. Then anywhere north of Columbia, you're going to be on about another 2 to 5 inches as well, north of Columbia, and over towards Kansas City and Quincy. I just looked at Indiana, but I'll go back to it really quick. Um, this is the problem with TikTok is people are always coming and going so quickly that they just pop in and go, what about me? And then I have to talk about it like for the 15th time. So not a big deal though. No big deal. I will keep talking about it. It's what I'm here for. But yeah, anywhere from Indianapolis down to Louisville and Evansville and Cincinnati, you guys are going to be the big jackpot makers for this storm. We're going to be looking at anywhere from 12 to 16 inches from Indianapolis down to Louisville when it's all said and done through tomorrow evening. So Terre Haute, Indianapolis, Muncie, even about a foot of snow all the way down to Louisville, Cincinnati, and Evansville. That's going to be through tomorrow night. And then anywhere north of Indy is going to be a good 6 to 12 inches. Anywhere from, and the more north you go, the less. So we're talking about by Gary and South Bend, you're probably looking at 3 to 6 inches. And then anywhere near Fort Wayne and Lafayette, probably a good 6 to 9 inches as well. And then the timing on that for Indiana is going to be a little bit of scattered snow showers right now happening. But as we get into the overnight hours, 10, 11, 12 tonight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, snow just keeps hammering you guys. 5 o'clock, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11, and then so on and so forth before it's out of here by the evening time tomorrow. So a lot to go still for Indiana. And this is the big part of it's coming over the overnight hours tonight. I can do Pennsylvania really quick. Pennsylvania timing. If you're in Pennsylvania, here's your time to listen up. Listen up, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, you're going to be getting in on the snow action about midnight tonight or so. Pittsburgh will start getting in on about 1, 2 a.m. Somerset, St. Mary's, Altoona, State College, you'll be about 2, 2, 3 a.m. for you guys. And then the whole state will have snow happening by 4, 5, 6 a.m. tonight, overnight. And then the heaviest of stuff for Pittsburgh is going to be starting around 7, 8, 9 a.m. tomorrow for the, I guess not Sunday commute. Um, and then it just continues to go and go 9, 10 a.m., 11 a.m. tomorrow. By noontime tomorrow, all of Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania is going to be getting in on a heavy snowfall. The whole state, Williamsport, State College, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, you name it, they're all getting it. And then as we progress into the afternoon tomorrow and evening, that's when that warm part towards Philadelphia is going to change over to sleet and some freezing rain and even some rain itself. I'm getting really stuffy. I don't know what's going on with me, if I'm getting like sick or allergies or what. I'm going to open a window. It's only like 5 degrees here in Maine, but it's going to be bring some fresh air in the room. This room runs really hot. Do places near the ocean cause more precipitation? Not necessarily. It just depends on how much moisture is brought inland from the storm. But usually you'll get a little bit of an explosion by the coastline there, as long as the temperatures are cold enough. Ebony, I see you. Hold on 1 second. Jenna Sloth, thank you for the follow. Just taking a second, guys, to breathe here for a second. I've been talking for 2 hours straight, so I need to focus on like taking more breathers and just kind of not talking as much. But that's kind of the name of the game here. As far as snow totals go for Pennsylvania, before I move on to North Carolina, snow totals are going to be in the general range of a good 12 to 20 for most of the state. Anywhere in this like purple area is going to be around a foot, and then anywhere in the lighter purple, like over here down by Philly and Wilmington and Lancaster and Reading and Allentown, you're going to be probably in that 6 to 10 inch range or so. Because we're going to have that warm air that kind of injects itself a little bit as we get to the later part of the storm. So everywhere is going to be started as snow, heavy snow, and then it's going to transition for the Philly area and Lancaster and Hagerstown to a more sleet mix and freeze and rain mix. But for everywhere else in central and eastern and western Pennsylvania, it's all going to be pretty much snow and probably a good 12 to 16 at least, but 12 to 20 probably be the more broad. I'd say 12 to 16 is probably more accurate though. So I see a lot of people asking about Pennsylvania. I'm literally talking about Pennsylvania right now. So again, a good 12 to 16 for most of the state. And then down by Lancaster, Reading, Allentown, over to Philly and Hagerstown is going to be more of that like 6 to 10 inch mark. Thank you for that, user. Yeah, everyone be safe. You don't need to be out tomorrow. Don't go out tomorrow. It's going to be a mess for everywhere. Wichita Falls, you're gonna be it might be still snowing there. Peanut, is it still snowing at Wichita Falls? But I know it was like mixed and sleeting and freezing rain over there for Wichita. I could take a look at it though after North Carolina here. All right, let's take a look at North Carolina because you guys are going to be mostly ice for this. You're going to be ice for the whole thing essentially. So here's about 8 o'clock tonight. So we're talking about like literally right now. You guys are going to start getting in on some of that frozen precipitation, um, and then some sleet even as well around 10, 11 o'clock. And as that pushes forward, we're going to see that cold air kind of take over and get that freezing rain going. And that's, 2, 3, 4 5 a.m. We do see that warm nose peak in there to Tennessee and parts of Kentucky, but it does not look like, besides far western parts of North Carolina to the west of Asheville, doesn't look like, it looks like most of North Carolina is going to stay on the icing side, freezing rain. And that's going to go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. By 9, 10, 11, 9, 10 a.m. tomorrow, it's going to be pretty icy out there. Okay. So definitely don't want to be out tomorrow if you can. And then that's going to continue on through the afternoon hours into the evening. And I don't see it changing over to rain at all. So, and it's going to be sleeting pretty hard on this run over here um, as we get into the later day tomorrow for parts of Virginia upwards to Maryland and Delaware as it transitions as it gets further north to sleet in that Philly area, like I was just talking about. Yeah, slightly. It's fast but little. Well, if it sounds like little ice pellets or little hail, that's going to be sleet. And if it sounds like, if it just looks like rain, then that's actually going to be freezing rain. Most people think freezing rain is literally frozen rain. It's not. Freezing rain only freezes when it hits the ground. Freezing rain basically, it starts off, all precipitation starts as snow, whether it be in the summertime, wintertime, all precipitation, it's so high up in the atmosphere, starts as snow. It's always frozen. And then summertime, obviously, we have so much warm air aloft, air at the ground. It always stays. Here, let me get the graphic up. Let me get the graphic up. Let me pull the graphic up. Right here. Here's the graphic, guys. And if you look at this graphic, this is a good way to understand how precipitation works and be a little bit of a weather nerd like myself. So if we look at this graphic here, all precipitation starts as snow. So we can see that right here, all precipitation starts as snow. Okay, a little weather lesson here, guys. Weather 101, listen up, okay? Everyone listening? All precipitation starts as snow. So we have our top layer of the atmosphere here where the storm is. All of it is snow, okay? And then what happens is when we have all cold air aloft and at the ground cold temperatures, it stays as snow. So snow falls through the cold air and reaches the surface. It never changes. Okay. And then we have sleet. So sleet is frozen precipitation that melts in a shallow area of warm air, then refreezes into sleet before reaching the surface, which causes little ice pellets. So it's snow, and then a little bit of, see this yellow area right here? This is warm air. A little bit of warm air in the middle layers of the atmosphere kind of squeeze in there and cause that snow to melt back down to rain. And then as it falls and gets closer to the ground, it hits that cold air again, refreezes as little ice pellets or hail, little tiny little hail ice pellets. And that's what sleet is. And that can accumulate pretty quickly because it's such tiny, small little ice pellets. And then we have the most difficult precipitation to kind of predict, which is freezing rain. So freezing rain has the greatest area of warm air besides rain, where a lot more warm air sneaks in at the middle levels of the atmosphere, changes that snow to rain. That rain stays as rain all the way till it gets to the ground level. And then when it gets to the ground layer, it hits ground that is under 32 degrees freezing. And once it hits ground that's under 32 degrees freezing, it thank you. And then as it hits the ground, and if the ground is below 32 degrees or 37 degrees, the ground is cold enough to freeze on contact. So that rain that's been melted and it's just rain hits the ground and then freezes. It causes ice accretion, which causes ice to build up. And then if the air stays warm from the ground all the way up to the middle layers aloft, it just stays as rain like it would in the summertime for a thunderstorm. Okay. That is a little quick weather lesson, quick little WX rundown, little weather rundown for you. I gotta go for a bit. See you later. Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much, Noodles, for your help. Take care. Um, Trey, thank you for that follow. Prenita, thank you for the follow as well. Again, hit that follow button, guys. If you're on TikTok, right above my head, I'm gonna be live tomorrow and Monday, probably Monday. I don't know. It depends on the timing. I'm definitely gonna be live like all day tomorrow though. And Peanut, thank you for that follow. Let's look at so this is going to be North Carolina. Going to be staying all ice, icing, maybe a little bit of sleet mixes in there on far northern parts of North Carolina, but mostly ice for the whole state before it gets all out of here tomorrow night. The timing for North Carolina is going to be, excuse me, timing for North Carolina right here. Let's go 18 hours out. So we got 10, 11 o'clock tonight. That's what I just did. What am I talking about? You can look at the freezing rain though. So here's how much freezing rain we're expecting um, uh, for North Carolina. And if we look at this, we're looking at probably about a good quarter of an inch. I don't think that anywhere in the coastline of North Carolina is going to be impacted by this, but we're talking about anywhere from a tenth of an inch near Greenville and Fayetteville, for Raleigh up to a quarter of an inch, Greensboro a quarter of an inch, Charlotte a quarter of an inch, Hickory a quarter of an inch, and then over towards Asheville it says about over a little bit over a tenth of an inch, and then a third to a half of an inch down by far southwestern parts of North Carolina and parts of northwestern South Carolina and Georgia near Gainesville. Gainesville could be upwards to a half an inch of ice, and a little bit more the north you go of Gainesville. That's a lot lower in Asheville than I've seen. Yeah, this is the latest run of the National Blend of models for icing. How likely do you think that 0.16 inches in Asheville is? That would be incredible. Yeah, it'd be anything over a quarter of an inch is going to be detrimental to the area. Here, let's look a little bit more on this view area. Let's go back to this one. Yeah, Asheville's gonna be tough to kind of forecast because they do have this intense liner here that says it could be upwards to over a half an inch of ice, which is really close to Asheville, but then Asheville's only at 0.16 of an inch, which is a lot less than a half an inch of ice. So if we go over to our models and we look at Asheville, we can see that Asheville's so close to that warm nose that it's going to be mixing with some of that rain. So it's going to be on a fine line here. So see right there, that one tells the story right there. If we look right here at Asheville, you are right on the line here of this of freezing line to rain line. So it's either going to be freezing rain or it's going to be raining, and it's going to be really too close to tell. So again, you just got to kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. New extreme cold warning for Mississippi. Yeah, and then we have extreme cold coming behind this, guys. So you even if you guys lose power from this, it's going to be really bad because we have really cold weather coming behind it. So if you're not prepared for cold weather or have a generator or other ways to get heat, it's going to get bad because it's going to be so cold that again, you guys aren't used to that cold down there in the south to this degree. And then we're going to be talking about wind chills, -10, -20 degrees down there. It's a recipe for disaster. I'm fully prepped for the worst. Thank you for the coverage. Hey, no problem, scrimmage. Yeah, I would say Asheville's going to be right on the line there. So again, I hate to be that guy to tell you it's too close to tell, and it could go. It's a toss up, but it's there. It's there. It's just like look, uh, like look how close that is. Like you're literally on the line for rain and rain. in freezing rain. So it's either going to be really good or really bad for you guys, or not so bad or really bad. But yeah, as long as you're prepared, that's the best thing you can do is just be prepared for it for power outages. Northeast PA should be around 12 to 16 inches. You should remain all snow. I wouldn't worry about too much about sleet or freezing rain. It should be all snow for you guys, 12 to 16 by the time of tomorrow night. Can you outline with the color? I don't have a outliner for this. Um, but yeah, the pink is all freezing rain, the green is rain, and all the purple is sleet, and all the blue is snow. Can you outline what the color legend means on the map? Not see. Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize that the legend was cut off for you guys. The legend's right there at the bottom, but basically anything in the like salmon pink color is freezing rain. Anything in the green or yellow is precipitation, just regular rain. And then anything in the purple is sleet. And then anything in the blue to dark blue is snow. Darker the blue, the heavier the snow. Darker the purple, heavier the sleet. And then darker the salmon pink to the reddish color, orange color is heavier freezing rain. Yeah, it's like orange, salmon pink, whatever you guys want to call it. Let's take a look at some cameras. We haven't took a look at some cameras in a little bit. We have a full grid of cameras. We have cameras going down, it looks like. Let's do some let's look for some new cameras. Let's look for some new cameras actually. So we have this one. This is kind of my like go-to one. This is in Lawton, Oklahoma, but it's been kind of boring. They already got their weather yesterday. This is over in Oklahoma City. Again, kind of boring as well. Not much going on there. We can go over to Wichita Falls if we check with weather-wise, just because mine's not working. Uh, Wichita Falls looks like it's transitioned now all over to sleet. So Wichita Falls is now all into sleet. It was snowing a little bit or earlier, I thought, but now it looks like we've gone all sleet mode. But you're close to the snow line. So I think we had someone, maybe Peanut in here, that was talking about Wichita Falls. Um, Maybe they can report if it's snowing or sleeting, but we also have cameras there too, so we can check the cameras as well. Do we have any users over here? Just noodles. Again, if you guys wanted to go on to wxrundown.com, this is my weather app website. You can have snow reports on here. You can have radar on here. All free. It does not cost anything. You can just log in for free. And if you want to enter your location, I can see your location for 1 hour, up to 1 hour. And you can enter like a little message says, hey, like, what's my forecast for my area, or when's it going to hit me? That's one way to do it. You can also see mesoscale discussions on here. New winter storm warning for New York. Yeah, all kinds of stuff on the app. There's forecast page. There's an Outlook page on there. You can submit storm reports on there. So all kinds of cool stuff on there. So WX Rundown, WXRundown.com. London, Kentucky, you're probably going to be on the warmer side of things. A little bit of freezing rain overnight tonight, and then transitions also to some rain as well, mixing for the most part. Let's look at some cameras, like I was saying, and let's get some better cameras. Let's see where stuff is. So I think that camera's down. That camera is still up, but kind of low quality. This is in Louisiana. That one's still up. This one's a good one in Louisiana as well. This one's just snow covered in Mississippi, but it's still working, or ice covered. And then this one's still going as well. So let's look for some new cameras. All right, where is it happening? Everything is kind of in, um, everything is still kind of happening in Oklahoma right now. And then over here in Arkansas as well. We can check over here in Arkansas and over in Tulsa maybe. So let's look at some, let's bring this down. This is my traffic cams app. Let me pull it up for you guys. So this is my traffic cams app. We can kind of see where we want to go to. We have 20,000 cameras. We can kind of see what it's looking like across the country for the most part. People said it was snowing in Ohio, right? Uh, New ice storm warning for Mississippi. All right, so let's go down here. Let's just start looking around. I don't think Ohio cameras are live video feeds, though. I think they're just still image cameras. But it's definitely coming down. I'm going to add those. No, no snow in Raleigh. North Carolina is going to stay all freeze and rain, unfortunately. All right, so we got this one. This is on I-71 at Kennedy Ave in Ohio. So this is going to be right outside of Cincinnati. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Again, it's a still image, though. And then let's look. Let's look. Guys, I'm going to be here all night, so I need to take a break from doing the forecast 100% of the stream, okay? I'm going to be here all night. All right, so let's take a look at Indianapolis. Let's see if we can get some cameras out there. All right, let's take a look out here. Let's see what it's looking like. Do we have live video feeds for Indiana? I don't know if Indianapolis or Indiana has live video feeds. Stream not available. All right, so I don't think Indiana has live video feeds. What about Kentucky or Tennessee? This is Clarksville, Kentucky, or Clarksville, Indiana. Oh, let's check Louisville. I don't think this is a live feed either. We can add that one as well. Let's add that to slot 8. Definitely snowy out there though. Looks like parts of Ohio. Getting it's pretty snowy out there. And then look at this is Kentucky. It's just gone black. Why is it not working? That work? There we go. So this is parts of Kentucky on I-264. They're also very snowy. Renee says Edinburgh, PA 9 live feed. Or Evansville, Indiana. No snow in Raleigh. If you're talking about Raleigh, North Carolina, there's no snow for North Carolina at all. Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. I don't know if I have Pennsylvania's cams yet. Uh, Springfield, Ohio. We'll go over to Springfield. Let's see what Springfield looks like. Springfield looks pretty clear so far. Not too much going on. Here's a look at Springfield. That's not Springfield. That's Kentucky still. There's Springfield. So it looks like a little dusting is on the ground, maybe, but nothing too crazy. Here's another look at Springfield right here. Yeah, Springfield looks pretty clear. The cameras aren't the best quality. Oh yeah, it's definitely snowing though. Look at this camera right here. It's definitely snowing there at Springfield. I think that camera gives it away right there. Sweet Melissa, thank you for the heart me. Thank you for that. Evansville. Let's take a look at Evansville. Let's see if we get some. Evansville's got some snow. Here's a look at Evansville, Indiana. They got some snow there. That's right in downtown Evansville near the Independence Historic District. Here's another feed for Evansville, or image right here. So you definitely got some snow in Indiana already. Here's another look at Evansville near the University of Southern Indiana on Red Bank Road. It's coming down in Evansville. Yeah, I can see it. It's definitely coming down. I can see based on the cameras. Let's look at Kentucky. Let's look at the Kentucky state line. Highways look like you have at least one clear path on the highway. Uh, Perhaps, maybe not a very smooth clear path, but here's I 69. I 69 looks like Interstate 69 looks like it has a path clear on both lanes. Y'all are way too early for what? What are you talking about? Uh, check out the feed in Edenborough, Pennsylvania. I don't think I have Pennsylvania cams. I don't think I have PA cams yet. No, I don't have any. I don't have any cams in Pennsylvania. The closest one I have is Ashtabula. But it's definitely snowy out there. Or maybe that's just how your roads always look. I don't know. If we take a look over here in um, Delaware, let's see how Delaware's doing. Let me load up some Delaware cameras. They should be nice and clear over there. My boring everyone. I can see a lot of people are dropping off. People don't like the traffic cam watching. All right, let's try to see if we see any traffic, any traffic issues. Seeing some traffic issues in downtown Dallas, but I mean, I think that could just be normal traffic issues. Let's see. Look at this beautiful camera in downtown Dallas, just pointing right at the ground. What a great view. Probably useful for this type of scenario where it's literally just talking about, you know. Here's a look at the highway outside of Dallas metro area. This is SH 183 at Profit. Never mind. Or it doesn't want. Yeah, there it goes. Looks like we got a cop out there, kind of directing some construction or something. Looks like we got some traffic building up over here on I-20 outside of Terrell and Canton in Texas. Let's see if we can get a camera on that. Will it snow in Baytown, Texas? Uh, Most of Texas shouldn't get any snow for the remainder. It's mostly going to be sleet and some freezing rain, but that's about it. Honestly, the traffic situation's been kind of decent. I haven't heard about any like major pileups or anything like that, which is good. Here's over here in Hooks Nash and New Boston. in Arkansas. Let's see if we can pull up some of that. Uh, Looks to be some type of delay or going on here. Traffic's backed up a little bit there. That's in Arkansas on I-30 at the State Line Avenue. Let's look a little bit further down the road of I-30. Nothing there. Texarkana, Highway 151 at the state line. Nothing going on there. All right. Over here by Hope in Arkansas on I-30. Let's check that one out.
A special weather statement has been issued.
For Iowa, new special weather statement for Iowa. I want to take that. Let's take a look at that. What is our special weather statement for Iowa? Let's take a look at all the alerts on the map here, which is just absolutely nuts. Look at this, guys. Look at all of these alerts on this map. It's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Again, if you haven't done so already, you can join on YouTube as well. WX Rundown on YouTube. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers over there. We're pretty close. Need another 50 or 60 or so. So please go to subscribe over on YouTube. WX Rundown on YouTube. That would be great if you could. I'm going to be live all weekend, tomorrow as well. Waiting for this special weather statement to come in, but I don't see it for Iowa. Oh, there it is in the corner. There it is in the corner. This little guy right here? Nope, that's a cold weather statement. Like a little line of snow. I wonder if NWA is getting hammered yet. Northwest Arkansas? Where are you talking about, Ian? Let's get some music. I need to get some music going a little bit. All my music is like spring and summer themed and like tornado based, but I guess music's better. A little bit of music's better than nothing.
Blue sky breakfast, coffee on the porch, granddad's radio talking like a sports report.
Yeah, I think they got like a squall, snow squall or something going on in Iowa. I still haven't seen the newer. Let me check over here. Yeah, it's like a little snow squall. Oh, how's everyone doing tonight? Who's still here with me? Seems like a Radiohead kid at night to me. Franklin, North Carolina. Franklin, North Carolina is going to stay as mostly ice. All of North Carolina, besides the coastline, is going to be mostly ice. So, again, Elizabeth, I would just assume that you're going to get ice, freeze and rain, and just count on that because that's essentially what all of North Carolina is going to get. How's the music? Is it too loud? Let's start a new gift goal really quick. Well, I don't see a little bit something going on down here in Louisiana. See if I can see it. Oh, it's our old camera we had on the thing. Look at this camera. This is a cool looking camera. Louisiana. It's a tornado song during a winter storm event. Interesting. Almost tornado season. That will be live for every storm of tornado season. Speaking of that, we do have a tornado risk for tomorrow that we're going to be live for as well. So we have a slight risk of tornadoes tomorrow. A 5% risk area here for tornadoes in Montgomery and Mobile, Pensacola, Panama City, over towards Tallahassee and into Georgia as well. So we have a good 5% risk area tomorrow for tornadoes and a slight risk area overall for severe weather tomorrow over here in Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and even parts of Mississippi. So we're going to be live not only for the severe, for the storm, winter storm, but also for potential for tornadoes. So definitely make sure you're hitting that follow button above and make sure you're following over on YouTube if you want to be notified if I go live. I'm gonna pull up. Pull up some traffic scanners, I think. I'll pull up some traffic scanner traffic. Give me 1 second, guys. One second. Trying to find some scanner traffic. Give me a second. Let's see who's getting hit the hardest right now. Where's most of the weather at? Arkansas. Probably Arkansas.
extended period of cold weather. The check-ins I'm looking for are not just ones for beans for the count, but if you have reports like exact measurements of snow, sleet, freezing rain, any damages like down trees, power lines, power outages, I will take that and I will submit that report to the National Weather Service. If you have those reports, please call N5DLZ and the Weather Watch Net. Weather Watch.
All right, let's try this one. Northwest Arkansas Public Safety.
248, you can show us clear call, return service area.
Say what now?
Copy 248, clear and returning.
All right, this is Northwest Arkansas Public Safety, so we'll hear anything that comes through for them. This camera over here in Louisiana, though, is crazy looking. I just love the icicles coming off of it. Let's see the latest runs of the HRRR. All right, we have a new run coming in of the HRRR. We got about 25 hours worth of it on here. Let's see it. This is this is the latest HRRR 0Z run. And look at all that icing right there. See all that pink right there? That orange, pink, reddish color? That's just all kinds of freezing rain overnight into tomorrow morning. And then look at that warm nose, all that rain right there. Pushes all the way up into West Virginia, almost all of West Virginia now. And then that kind of erodes away. And it still stays right about to the right along Long Island, New York, through the Cape of Massachusetts before it gets out of here. So yeah, not too much has changed on that.
One 64 status.
Code 4.
Yeah, no major changes on this run. Let's check the snowfall rates and the ice as well.
TRV7, so I'm seeing. Tell you right, Glenn. Receive 1923.
Yeah, I mean, still crazy amounts of freezing rain and ice being predicted here. From Middle Tennessee to Western Tennessee, parts of Kentucky, and then over into North and South Carolina and parts of Virginia as well. And still Mississippi and Middle Tennessee still projected to see upwards to 1 inch of ice. So still lots of ice to come. Yeah, it sounded like we were going to get some more sleet than expected here in Philly too. Yeah, so that's expected now. The snowfall rates are going to be cut kind of in half in Philly. A little bit on the lower end side, but still going to get a little bit before it switches over. So if we take a look over here at Philly, over in Pennsylvania, we'll see that those snowfall rates are still decent. This one actually put the snowfall rates back up a little bit. Oh, this is the HRRR, that's why. Let's go over to the National Weather Service blend of models. And as we can see here, it did go up a little bit though, but we're still looking at like that, just under a foot range. We're still looking like under a foot for Philadelphia now, where the rest of the state probably is going to be upwards to that 12 to 20 mark. Who's still here with me, guys? Let me know in the chat if you guys are still here with me, okay? I'm kind of dying out. My energy's kind of, I'm losing my energy. I, ah, ah.
497
All right, no more of that. But yeah, let me know if you're in the chat. I'm tired. I've been working so hard to get ready for these live streams this weekend and plus working a real job. It's been a lot. I've been working at my job while trying to get this stuff done. Always a work in progress. Yeah, I didn't know the music was that loud. It shouldn't have been that loud, at least. It was pretty low on my end, but it's all good. Let's check the power outages. We haven't checked those in a while. Still kind of the same. This is kind of best case scenario so far, but still got a ways to go. So I expect those power outages to all these states right here. I expect Mississippi to go up, our southern parts, southeastern parts of Arkansas to go up, and then middle to western Tennessee to go up as well, plus parts of Kentucky and the Carolinas and Virginia to go up as we get through tomorrow. But yeah, that's where that is. Let's check the anything going on the cameras. Yeah, camera 8, that's over there, I think in Arkansas. It's on I-30 at state line. I just don't know if it's a traffic issue or there's like some type of toll or checkpoint or something. Come on, load. Sitting like halfway between Philly and Reading. We're usually right on a line during snowstorms where southwest of us gets less, or it begins getting heavier accumulation. Southeast. All right, well, this isn't going to show anything apparently. There we go. So yeah, I think that might be that's probably weather related. Probably definitely weather related. It's on what, I-30 in Arkansas. Well, it's definitely sleeting in Arkansas, especially up towards Clarksville, Fort Smith, and Little Rock. Not really icing yet for southern parts of Arkansas. Shreveport's now getting in on the icing as well. We look over here at Shreveport. Man, I just like lost all my energy. Just kind of like lost it all. Let's look at some snow reports. Haven't looked at any of those. Tons of snow reports up here by Kansas City. 3.5 inches, 2.5 inches, 4 inches, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches. Yeah, about a good 2 to 4 inches or so over there in Kansas City. St. Louis is already reporting snow as well. 3 inches, 2.5, 2 inches, 2 inches. So they're definitely reporting a few inches of snow too. How about up in Bentonville? For Arkansas, yeah, I think Bentonville was getting in on some of that. So Bentonville's looking like all snow right now. I don't know if I have a camera up there. Let me see if I have a camera up there. Yeah, I got cameras up there. Let's see if we can find the snow. doesn't look too heavy on that camera. There you go. That one looks pretty good. Let's check out that one. This is in Bentonville, Arkansas, right here. I-49 mile marker 82.9 at New Hope Road. Oh, look at that guy in the passing lane. That's you gotta take it easy when you're in those passing lanes like that are not even uh, plowed or anything like that. Taking a risk there, especially if there's some freezing rain that fell before it or during or on top of it. It's definitely risky. You can clearly see that there's two plowed lines or two paved lines that the traffic's been traveling in, and it is light and fluffy enough to blow around. I think this guy's not even driving in the lines. I think he's in the passing lane. Look at this guy. He's not even in the two lines. He's just sitting in the fast lane. That's interesting. At least if no one's holding you up, stay where you can see the pavement. This is looking southbound by Bentonville in Arkansas. New winter storm warning for Maryland. A lot of these are just winter storm warnings that are just being reissued or reactivated. I will say some of these drivers are pretty ballsy for considering the type of weather we're having and not really getting a lot of snow. I'm not sure how much snow Arkansas usually gets, but yeah, he's just making his own path. But yeah, as long as you can see the pavement, you're fine. All these winter storm warnings are being reissued for Maryland right now. Let's keep looking around, see if we can find a better camera. This one's pretty good though. All right, that beeping noise is going off. The good news is not a lot of cars are actually out though, so that's good. Here's another camera just outside of Bentonville. They also have a paved line. Looks like their fast lane is the one that's the path. You can see how light the snow is, so that's good. But it's the freezing part. If they had any sleet or freezing rain before this or after it, like that's the thing you got to be worried about. I do appreciate everyone still sticking around here with me. I know we don't have as much as we had earlier, but that's fine. I appreciate everyone that is sticking around. Kind of lost some of my energy too, so I'm not the most energetic as I was earlier. I think it's because I was talking for 2 hours straight about just forecasts and people's locations. About 100,000 power outages are being reported so far. So not too bad. Hey Raya, how's it going? I've like kind of lost my energy, so we're just kind of chilling here with a few dozen people and just hanging out, watching some traffic cameras, nothing too crazy. North of Georgia though, looks to be getting in on a lot of that freezing rain. So I'm not sure where you said you were again, Raya, but again, I think you're just north of Georgia, you said, or just south of Georgia, or not Georgia, Atlanta. So definitely gonna probably get some freezing rain now. We got tornado risk tomorrow too, Raya, if you didn't see. We have a tornado risk down for southern parts of Georgia, or southwestern parts of Georgia, Alabama, and Florida. So we're gonna have a tornado / winter weather stream tomorrow. So that's gonna be cool. How we doing, everybody? I'm losing my energy here. I'm only 3 hours in. I lost my energy pretty quick. It's what talking for 2 hours straight will do to you. Um, see up in the Tulsa area. See if we get any good cameras up in Tulsa. Tulsa highways look pretty clear. That's pretty good. And then this road just looks like a mess. Look at this road. I mean, the highway looks good. I don't know what this road is that we're looking at, but this road's completely covered. It doesn't seem too bad though. Seems pretty chill there. Everyone looks like they're staying home for the most part too. This is a cool looking camera. Look at this camera over in Tulsa as well. A little bit more of an aerial view. I mean, for the most part, a lot of the highways have like one lane already open, which is all you really can ask for, really. As long as they're keeping up with keeping some sort of the highway open. Who's dropping all the hearts on the stream? Somebody tapping the screen over there. Got my first super chat on YouTube. That was pretty cool. I just got super chats enabled. So that was cool. Let's check over here in Broken Arrow. It's me during commercials. You're just we're gonna be on I'm not sure if you heard me right, but we're gonna be on tornado watch tomorrow as well for parts of southern Georgia and Alabama and uh Florida and yeah. Derrick Rose jersey ceremony is tonight. Yeah, there's a tornado risk for tomorrow. Southern Georgia. A little bit, it's just a small little tornado risk, but around here, any type of tornado risk is worth watching and reporting on. Not a tornado, actual tornado watch. I'm on a tornado watch. So we can look over here. Let's look. I haven't really looked fully on where the area is. So we'll go on the website. Go on to wxrundown.com on the outlooks page, choose severe outlooks automatically selected. We're going to choose day 2 and we're going to go to categorical tornado. And I don't know if Macon's, I always forget, no, not Macon's not in it. But Montgomery is and Columbus, oh, that's Alabama. Albany, Blakely, Bainbridge up towards Columbus. They're all into the 5%. And then the 2% risk goes into Moultrie, just south of Macon. So doesn't mean you could be totally. Are you in Macon? Are you in Macon there, Raya? That's near LaGrange and Newman. Yeah, Columbus. Where's Columbus? McDonough? I don't. I don't know where that is. But yeah, so yeah, the 2% is on the green, 5% is in the brown. But yeah, Celtic Columbus to Albany and Blakely for Georgia is in on the 5% risk for tornadoes tomorrow. And then Dothan, Montgomery over towards Mobile, and then Pensacola, Panama City over towards Tallahassee's in 4 or 5% risk as well. What the Columbus area, like LaGrange and Newman? Did it get hit last month? I remember doing the stream last month, I believe, but I don't remember being down this area. Maybe it was a different day. What's so cool about tornado season too, or like tornado streams this year is that I'm gonna be able to go down there and like so we get all these tools. So like here's a little inside for streams going forward for this year, Raya, whoever else is listening. So like say we're in Macon, I could we can go right down to street level view for people's houses and stuff. So like if the tornado is right here on top of somebody, we could go right down to their street level view, basically see their house and be like, if you're on Harold Road or Sharon Lee Drive, take cover now. It's coming right for you. But we also can, we can also do this type of thing, and we can see it from a different view and see it coming right at you. And you can actually see the buildings. And we can basically be like, if you're by the Family Dollar, you need to take cover. That type of stuff. So it's going to be really cool for tornado season to help out people in this type of interactive way. And then we also have the storm arrival tool as well. So if the tornado is like right here, we could be like, we could draw it out. I have a bunch of tools, but they're all built not for winter weather, but for tornado season essentially. And so we can build out a tool, our forecast like this, or and basically show it. No valid points were found. Really? Okay, let's start over. All right, let's try now. No valid points found. Okay, well that's broken. A lot of stuff's been broken, I've realized from my setup in the last like day. You fix one thing and then 20 other things break. Is your location still showing? No, it only shows for like an hour when you activate it. My draw tool's broken. My storm arrival tool's broken. Oh, here's another cool thing that I've added to the app as well, um, which is a dual panel. So we'll be able to do a dual panel view unless this is also broken. So we can do a dual panel like velocity. But I just realized it's not very set up very well for for TikTok, so can't really tell what I'm talking about. And then I also have a automated live stream that I'm working on as well, which will
The
be
National
running.
Weather Service in Mobile, Alabama, has issued a flood warning for the Tombigbee River near Coffeyville Dam,
So
affecting
that will go soon, but I'm still working on that. So lots of stuff. Yeah, we can go near Dallas. Let's look at Dallas. I'm just kind of shooting around here. Not the tower site. I don't want the tower. I don't want that tower either. Jeez. There we go. So yeah, Dallas right now has sporadic bits of snow right now happening with ice and sleet. So it's kind of just all over the place right now for Dallas. Um, but that will change. It's going to continue as we get into the overnight hours. It's going to continue just transitioning into sleet, icing. Uh, yep, I remember you. All right, you reshared it. But yeah, it's you got all this coming behind it, all this sleet and stuff like that. So it's definitely you're Dallas. You're not out of it till probably tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. You still got a little bit ways to go. All right, looks like Raya reshared her location. So let's get a refresh and see. Refresh my memory. Winter storm. Oh yeah, you're much further up north than I thought. I thought so. I thought you were south of Atlanta. I thought you said something about Macon. That's why I thought you were down by Macon. But yeah, so you're just outside of Atlanta. Oh, what, you don't like the Celtics? I think you're a Bulls fan, right? I know. Can't believe I'm missing the Celtics game to do this, but that's the kind of the price you pay. I'll be missing the Patriots game tomorrow too for football. Tell your team to relax. We're tie score right now. It'd be okay. 22-22 record. What is that, Bulls? That sounds like it's a good game so far. I really don't like the Patriots. Hey, that's how we know we're starting to do good again. When people start start sharing their hate for the Patriots again. How you doing down there, Vorticia or Vortica? I don't know how to say your. What is it? Vortica? I love how your name's definitely not Andrew. Well, my name definitely is Andrew. Cold. Oh yeah, I guess Falcons. I guess that would bring back some bad memories for you. Look in Kingwood, Texas. Yeah, I got you right here. I got you. You want me to go right down to the street view for you? Show your house? Is power going to go out? I think you'll be fine. You're going to be fine over there in Houston. Your power should be fine. How are we doing on YouTube? As I doubt we have anybody still hanging around over there with just this type of conversation happening. The substance of this stream has really gone downhill. We aren't getting ice until 11:12, I think. Is 4/10 of an inch? Yeah, 4/10 of an inch is a 4/10 of an inch, like 0.04. 0.04 is not too bad. You're gonna be fine. Yeah, Raya, if you want to look at, let me pull up the latest models here if you're still watching, if the commercials are still on. The latest for you is looking, let me pull, what the hell am I doing? The latest is like pretty intense for northern Georgia here. But again, you're gonna be fine. You'll probably see maybe a 10th of an inch of ice. But up there in north of Athens, though, upwards to a quarter of an inch to a half an inch of ice. So so you live just outside of Houston and they were calling for almost a half inch of ice. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, Raya, they started getting ice early in the morning around yeah. So this is still what's to come. So we're talking about a 10th of an inch to upwards to almost a half an inch of ice in far northeastern parts of Georgia. No, you're gonna be fine. I'll go show you Texas here in a second. Um, but yeah, so from Atlanta to Athens, upwards north of you guys, probably about a 10th of an inch of ice, upwards to could be upwards to a half an inch of ice still to go for northern parts of Georgia here, which is just kind of absurd. That happens. There's definitely going to be power outages. Um, have you seen the latest forecast loop for Georgia for timing? If not, I'll pull that up right now for you. So the timing for Georgia, you're going to basically have some rain showers, freeze and drizzle happen. And then by 6, 7, 8 a.m. should have a little bit more come through. And then it will die off for a little bit, be kind of clear. And then by noontime, you're going to have a line of rain come through. But look at that big bright pocket up there. That's what's causing those big numbers to the north of Athens of ice up there. So if you're anywhere in Atlanta area, south of Atlanta and south of Athens, you're going to be fine. It's just this big pocket right here that kind of comes through right around noontime to like 4 or 5 p.m. and then you're clear. But this is also the same area, Raya. They said widespread power for us. They canceled school for Monday already. I mean, it makes sense just because of the area that you're in. But I mean, if we look to Monday, they have to be counting on power outages then. I mean, I don't see power outages being anywhere. I feel like they're going to be just to the north of Athens, really, that are going to be widespread power outages. I think Atlanta is going to be fine for power outages we'll see. I'll see how see how wrong I am, I guess. Um, but if it's anything like this, your power outages should be really secluded to that top northeast part of Georgia. And this is also going to be what the tornado threat is, Raya. So this is the tornado threat for tomorrow, or severe weather. So if we look out a little bit more regionally, here's what the radar is going to look like. God, why do I keep messing that up? So the radar tomorrow, see this big old squall line here. And that's going to be the tornado threat tomorrow, especially these little bubbles that pop out in front of it. So we'll see. But probably going to be embedded tornadoes inside of this line here, if there's going to be any. But as far as canceling school on Monday, I mean, unless you're going to talk about power outages, like that might be a little too much, especially anywhere south of Atlanta. Because I mean, we're talking about here's 11 p.m. on Sunday, and there's nothing really going on in the whole state. So they keep saying different stuff. They went from nothing to 0.3 to 0.4. Same, every meteorologist all said something different. Yeah, I mean, again, we'll see where it goes, I guess, but if we look at this right here, we got a little bit of ice to the north. We have a little bit of icing happening around 4, 5, 6 a.m. tomorrow in Atlanta and Athens and northeast Atlanta, or not northeast Atlanta, northeast Georgia, and then that kind of goes away, and then we have more icing happening right around the afternoon time, 1, 2, 3, 4 p.m. tomorrow. But after that's gone, it's all over into the Carolinas, and this whole line of storms comes through the whole state, and then it's gone by by overnight hours Sunday. So again, if it's a power outage issue, that's one thing, but I don't think anywhere south of Atlanta is going to have to worry about uh, bad weather or freezing roads. Or I mean, the roads are probably. Let's see what the temperature is going to be like, because I mean, maybe the roads could be icy, I guess. But I mean, we do got some freezing temperatures coming in, but it's going to be hovering right around, you know, freezing. So maybe that's why they're thinking about canceling, but it shouldn't be too bad. I'm out of school for Monday, Tuesday, so I don't really care. Yeah, let's go back over to Houston area and look at well, temperature wise, you're going to be dipping down to the 20s. So you're going to be in Kingwood, you're going to be on Monday morning, you're going to be at like 26, 28 degrees Fahrenheit, and wind chills are going to be even probably more than that. Yeah, it's going to feel like, there you go. I'm sure you guys loved it. I'm from the Northeast, so like it's nothing to me, but you guys are going to be dipping down to like the 7 to 10 degrees by Monday morning. Maybe 20 degrees feels like temperature. um, and then if you look at the forecast again for you over there in Houston, again, look at this. It's not really like, it's very scattered icing, like not much at all. Like it's very sporadic, and it's all out of there by 7 a.m. tomorrow. Like you're clear after 7 a.m. tomorrow. So why don't you have school on Monday, Tuesday? Is it that they already canceled it, or are you just for other reasons, I guess? Yeah, if we look at let's look at the HRRR for ice, and it's probably HRRR is always a little bit more heavy on the icing anyways. Yeah, look at this. It says it's trying to say like a third of an inch of ice over here by Columbus in Texas, and you got this big pocket right here that's, but I don't even believe this. This is kind of over the top as well. That's freezing rain. You can't count that. Let's look at the blend of models then for Texas. Yeah, this is more like it. So yeah, you could see maybe a half of a tenth of an inch. You can a light glaze, a very, very light glaze of ice is Probably more like it. They canceled school for Monday and Tuesday already. That is wild. And you guys, I get that you guys aren't used to that type of weather down there, but they really just like panicked and canceled it ahead of time. You need to do what like we do in the Northeast here, like don't cancel it till like the morning of. But I guess you guys aren't prepared for it down there, prepared to take days off or figure out a way to get kids from school, I guess. So I guess you got to cancel, right? Widespread power outages. Yeah, I mean that would be what does it. But if we look at the power outage map right now, like the power outages aren't too bad right now, which means like look at this. Like I'm not sure which county is Houston, Galveston or Chambers, Harris, but whatever the case may be, there's 0 people without power over here, or I guess 2,000 people without power in Harris County. We had 60 to 90-minute delays. Harris County. Yeah, so Harris County, out of 2.3 million customers, 2,200 people are without power right now. Like that's nothing, and we only got a little bit more to go for you guys to be out of it. So, like, it's not that bad. When I was in school, we still went in the middle of a blizzard. Yeah, I know. Like, I remember growing up in Massachusetts, and if it wasn't more, if there wasn't, it had to be at least like a foot of snow on the ground for them to like cancel. If it was like 6 to 10 inches, they were like, "Don't care, go to school." Yeah, I mean, I guess you guys' power grid's super like fragile out there in Texas, which is so funny that you guys' power grid can handle like such hot temperatures. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna clear those roads. Don't worry about it. Let's take a look at our cameras. See what our cameras are doing. This is Lawton, Oklahoma. This is Oklahoma City. This is Arkansas. I don't think this camera's working. I don't think this Arkansas camera's working either. Arkansas cameras are so picky. This Arkansas camera's working. And I can tell you right now, that road's probably icy. That road has a little bit of a sheen to it. Looks a little glossy. They here in the South, they get out of school they get out of school for Valentine's Day. That's wild. This is over in Oklahoma as well, near Tulsa. I mean, this is a pretty cool camera. I mean, but the roads are pretty clear out there as far as considering. And then this is I-49 in Arkansas. Again, I have a lot of Arkansas cameras. That camera didn't even load anyways. Let me go look down by Houston. Let me go look out by Kingwood. Where's Kingwood? Over here. The Woodlands. Kingwood. There we go. All right. So over by Eastgate and Gum Grove. Let's see if we can get some cameras over there. Well, I have a 4-day weekend. I know it's crazy that they already canceled Monday and Tuesday for school out there in Texas. I mean, I get it. I mean, I guess I get it, but I feel like there hasn't had a lot happen yet. Like the last bit of it's right now, but Houston's down by Houston's just so far to the south of it. It was only going to be like a light coating that was coming up for you guys. None of the cameras out here by Eastgate is not very good. Maybe over here in Dayton. I'm gonna try the cameras over here in Dayton, Texas. I mean, this is what you guys have right now out there. This is Dayton, Texas. I mean, it looks a little glossy, I guess. Maybe you've had a little bit of a precipitation, but that's wild. But it looks mostly wet though. Like this one right here looks like some, I don't know, potholes or puddles. I think you guys are fine out there. They go through hurricanes and keep school. I know. I hate that road. He knows that road. It's over by Dayton High School driveway. I don't know. Let's check over by Liberty. I mean, your area of Houston looks pretty good. I mean, look at this. Look at this camera. This camera's barely got any more precipitation on the ground. So just goes to show you how little you guys have received. This is over by Liberty. Here's a camera that actually looks like a little bit icy. Like that looks a little icy to me, but it could just be rain as well. But it looks a little glossy there. And then over towards Baytown, this is probably going to be much just more rain. I might call it here in a little bit. I might call it here in a little bit so I can get plenty of rest for tomorrow. So I'm going to be live for a good portion tomorrow. How is the Austin area doing? Is this Austin? This is Austin. I wonder how Austin's doing. I know they were kind of freaking out about getting a glaze of snow or a glazing of icing as well. Let's check out the Austin area. Then you can watch the second half of the game. Exactly. Now you're thinking. Now you're thinking, Raya. I mean, Austin area looks good too. I mean, looks like they just have maybe a little bit of a glaze of icing at the very most. But it looks like they're fine, okay. Fine, okay. See, that's today. I'm losing my mind too. Looks like they're fine, okay. I'm not even making any sense. Yeah, maybe a little bit of a glazing of ice there, but nothing that's going to inhibit travel. Salado. Let's check Salado. Yeah, you can see a little bit of moisture on the ground, but again, is that just rain? Probably. Maybe a little bit of icing. I hate Baytown. Yeah, this part of Texas looks fine. I think they're going to be okay out there. Let's see. Let's check the radar. Yeah, they barely got anything going on, but they got some icing that's coming. Oh, you guys can't see. So yeah, Austin will probably get in on some more icing. Houston. Again, they're counting on this right here. This is what they're counting on. Right here. They're counting on this part of the storm to kind of blow up and really God, how do I get this damn thing off here? Yeah, they're counting on that part to blow up, and that way it will cover this whole area here with ice. So I don't foresee it going to that extent, at least that much ice where you're going to get 4/10 of an inch of ice or half an inch of ice. I'm about to go outside to see if we got rain. No rain, but it's cold. Yeah, you got maybe a little bit of rain coming through right now, but real light rain. You're right by the radar site too. Where did you say you were at? What town? I'm not going to zoom into where you are. Just you're near what? Wildwood Estates, Stockbridge, Morrow. So just the southeast of the airport. What did I say? Stockbridge, Morrow? By McDonough. Okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah, so you're right by the radar site. Yeah, you get a little bit of just random little rain showers going through. You can zoom in. I'm in apartments. I wonder if it shows your apartments. You're at the Marbella Place Apartments. Aw, what's the road name though? Cameron Landing Drive. It must be super accurate. My guess is you're in the back right apartment complex. Yeah, it's crazy how accurate these things are. But yeah, when a tornado's coming, I could be like, right there, that's where you are. It's coming right for you. Get to cover. All right, we're down to like next to nobody. Nobody wants to watch this. Nobody wants to watch this crap. I'm just like lost my mind at this point. All right, let's get off your location. I will be live tomorrow, probably around 10, 11 a.m. Eastern, maybe a little bit later into the afternoon. That way I can last into the evening. Or I might be on early in the morning to the afternoon and then take a break before coming back for the evening for the northeast part of it. Yeah, there'll be a little bit more rain and stuff like that over the next few hours for you, but nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. I think this is going to go to the north of you here. Well, why do we have an hour jump in frame there? Your radar site, I don't know why this radar site's like jumping a half hour in between each frame. All right, well, I'll have to look into that. All right, I'm gonna go catch the rest of the Celtics game, make sure that they beat the Bulls and squash them. And and is he staying in Chattanooga? Hopefully he's staying in Chattanooga. That's gonna be, you don't want to, I guess it's not too far away from you. I didn't realize it was so close. Still might be a little bit sketchy if he drives tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon back to you, but yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know when I'll be back. Um, the problem with it is too is once you start losing energy, you start losing people, and then when you start losing people on stream, then you lose energy even more, and then it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna end this stuff. And I've been working all day. Now he's got a job out there. He won't be back till Tuesday. There you go. He'll be fine then. All right. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to rest up a little bit, fix some of these glitches on the app, and I'll be back tomorrow, guys, for more weather. Yeah, I definitely need it. I need to rest a little bit. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for winter weather coverage and tornado coverage. Hopefully we don't have any tornadoes, but if we do, we're going to be live for them. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Stay safe. Stay nice and warm. Hopefully you don't lose power. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Maybe I'll play some Plum Nelly, Georgia while we're going to outro this. Let's play some Plum Nelly, Georgia. Let's do it. And for old time's sake.
I said Plum Nelly, Georgia, Plum out the country and Nelly out of Tennessee. Plum Nelly, Georgia, I'm talking about a pretty little thing waiting on me. The only town I ever known with a creek so deep the trees don't grow. And when I hear that water flowing, I already know. I said Plum Nelly, Georgia, Plum out the country and Nelly out of Tennessee. Plum Nelly, Georgia, I'm talking about a pretty little thing waiting on me. Plum Nelly, Georgia, Plum out the country and Nelly out of Tennessee. Plum Nelly, Georgia, I'm talking about a pretty little thing waiting on me. She got lips like peaches, good Lord, wanna get a little sugar, better save some room. Cause her grandma makes the best cobbler, blueberry and watermelon wine too. The The only girl I ever known, she makes her own clothes and her hair still growing. When I hear that water flowing, I already know. I said, Plum Nelly, Georgia, plumb out the country and Nelly out of Tennessee. Plum Nelly, Georgia, I'm talking about a pretty little thing waiting on me. Plum Nelly, Georgia, plumb out the country and Nelly out of Tennessee. Plum Nelly, Georgia, I'm talking about a pretty little thing waiting on me. Only town I ever known with a creek so deep the trees don't grow. And when I hear that water flowing, I already know. I said, Plum Nelly, Georgia, plumb out the country and Nelly out of Tennessee. Plum Nelly, Georgia, I'm talking about a pretty little thing waiting on me. Plum Nelly, Georgia, plumb out the country and Nelly out of Tennessee. Plum Nelly, Georgia, I'm talking about a pretty little thing waiting on me.